We've had many viewers in our comment section recently suggesting that the concept of the Sigma male is nothing more than astrology for men at best and a fake science at worst. So we've put together this video to address these claims, giving our opinion on why the classification of the Sigma male concept is in fact legitimate and not a fake science as some may believe. When it comes to male archetypes, the Sigma male is the most mysterious there is, mostly because people don't know it exists. Of course, the Alpha on the other hand is extremely well known, perhaps the most famous of all the archetypes, which include the second most well-known archetype, the Beta, and the Gamma, Omega, Delta, finally with Sigma males being the rarest type of all. The archetype of the Sigma male is shrouded in mystery, not only because of how rare he is, but also to the nature of the Sigma male himself. This doesn't mean he's some kind of shady criminal mastermind. It just means that he operates outside of the mainstream, going against the grain and dismissing the traditional roles and expectations that society forces upon us from an early age. But what is the science behind the Sigma male archetype? And just how real is the Sigma male? Being so mysterious and rare, it comes as no surprise that this archetype is commonly misinterpreted, and as a consequence is often made fun of by internet culture, generally being shunned as something that either doesn't exist or doesn't matter, sometimes even being viewed as some kind of astrology for men. In today's video, we're going to be looking at why this isn't necessarily the case as we discuss the science behind the misunderstood Sigma male. There isn't much scientific literature out there on the topic at all, but there are many theories and concepts which strongly support the existence of the Sigma male. Firstly, just because you don't put a name to something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And of course, this happens in science all the time. And the Sigma is a powerful example of this, as most people aren't aware that this archetype has existed since historical records began. Throughout history, all the way up to present day, people have been aware of what the Alpha is in both animal and human hierarchies. It's widely understood that he is the leader of the pack, the strongest male in the group who provides and protects, and who wields all the power. It's just that no one ever thought to give a label to the males who are equal to the Alpha in many ways, but instead choose to roam, wander, and stray away from the social group. But in the end, this archetype was finally assigned a name that we now know as the Sigma male, despite existing for as long as we have had pack dynamics, in other words, for as long as humans have existed. Considering the similarities between the Alpha and the Sigma in terms of dominance, authority, and the way they conduct themselves and take on challenges, it's easy to see why they can be confused. It's really when we analyze their separate behaviors in a group setting that it's much easier to see scientific differences. It's important to remember that the Sigma male is essentially just the introverted version of the Alpha. He has similar qualities with one major difference that sets him apart, and that's his desire to be more reclusive and operate alone without being held down by a pack. Whereas the Alpha sees value in building a strong tribe and maintaining it in order to reap what he considers to be the benefits. What we have to keep in mind when considering the primary reason as to why Sigma males are real is that whether we want to believe it or not, the social hierarchy does indeed exist. You don't have to believe in it or support the idea of it to know that it exists either. It's an undeniable fact that virtually all animals conform to some kind of social hierarchy. Take almost any species in existence as a fair example. Let's say the ones that share most of our DNA, primates. We share an incredible amount of DNA with them, yet they have a very clear social hierarchy, as other animals do. So, taking all of this into consideration, why is it so unfathomable to believe that this kind of social structure exists for humans too? And for that matter, why would so many people aim to be at the top of it to reap the benefits that come with that position of power if it doesn't exist in the first place? We then have to consider the fact that some people are naturally designed to break the rules. Most people jump to the conclusion that while the alpha male exists at the top of the hierarchy, the sigma male is nothing more than a myth. But think about it this way. Sure, being at the top of the hierarchy means the alpha naturally has to conform to societal rules. But what about alphas who don't conform, preferring to play by their own rules? We can't deny they exist and must respect the fact that they are just as imposing, dominant, and clearly at the top of the hierarchy as alphas are, but at the same time recognizing they are non-conformist free thinkers, mavericks, and rule breakers. The difference here is so huge between the two that we can't simply chalk these instances of lone wolfism that occur throughout the natural world up to also being alpha. And this is where the idea of the sigma male really grew legs. The introverted version of the alpha is the lone wolf who goes against the socio-economic grain and lives life by his own standards, under his own conditions. He totally disregards the common standards for alphas while still remaining just as dominant and commanding in any situation or social interaction. To further support the existence of sigma males, there is a scientifically valid personality test called the Big Five, and it's very useful in proving that these social archetypes do exist. It works by breaking personalities down into 5 different aspects, and these are often completely independent of each other. This means you could have someone complete the test who is a total recluse, who barely leaves the house or interacts with anyone, who happens to score high with emotional stability, and in other areas such as leadership that demonstrate their ability to assert dominance in their personal and professional relationships. This is an important point to consider, as it shows that the scientific personality type that a sigma male would conform to does in fact exist. The type that has masses of self-confidence, self-reliance, and self-belief, but which disregards the social elements of daily life and prefers to distance themselves from the pack. But the answer to the question on the existence of sigma males doesn't only exist within the pages of a book or within the text of website articles and studies. There are plenty of real-life examples, including famous ones that very obviously conform to this archetype. As some examples, just take a look at Elon Musk, Keanu Reeves, Steve Jobs, James Dean, and even Kanye West. They are all considered to be sigma males, which fit perfectly with the definition. You can't deny that they are just as dominant and imposing as the alpha male, but with clear differences in the way that they all operate exclusively under their self-obsession, confidence, disregard, and dismissal of the social hierarchy, whilst being super successful in their respective fields.
Many people think that sigma males are not so different from alpha males. They say the only difference between the two is that sigma men are more introverted than alpha men. However, that is far from true. Though both are very successful, alphas lack some traits specific to sigmas alone. This makes sigma more equipped to handle certain situations that alpha shies away from. But to understand the differences between these two male archetypes, we must understand who they truly are. The sigma man cares less about the male dominance hierarchy and chooses to live according to his own beliefs. Many consider him the alpha male's equal, only that he wants nothing to do with the spotlight. His dislike for small talk and his quiet nature have earned him the lone wolf title, but it has nothing to do with his ability to lead and succeed. On the other hand, the alpha male is the man on top of the socio-sexual hierarchy. He is outspoken, self-confident, and demanding, traits which have earned him his place as the leader of the pack. But unlike sigma, Alpha cares a lot about his image in the eyes of others, something which limits him from achieving his full potential. So there's no way these two male archetypes are the same. While alpha men sometimes have to hold back to maintain their image, sigma men go all the way because they have nothing to lose. So without further ado, here are 10 things sigma males do that alpha males just can't. 1. They're not interested in power struggles. Sigma males are not concerned about being the most powerful person in the room. They have this carefree attitude that allows them to keep a low profile wherever they are. Though they're not the kind of men that struggle for power, they are still very successful in all their endeavors. They do not try to succeed to impress people. They are not drawn to battle just because they want to become the next big name. They'd rather avoid all that and focus on achieving their goals. What brings Sigma true satisfaction is when he sees his work completed. But alpha males cannot exist without wanting power. They always want to be on top and can do anything to get there. They want to be worshipped because they feel better than everyone else. They cannot put aside this need for power because they are wired that way. And sometimes they push everyone away just to get what they want. 2. They prioritize independence over dominance. While alpha men thrive on dominating others and drawing more attention to themselves, sigma men work for independence. Sigmas want to be free to make their own choices and live the life they choose. They don't want to be told what to do or how to live. They may climb the corporate ladder just to be free of people who want to control them. Sigma men are very successful in their jobs, not because they want to keep people below them, but because they are tired of being micromanaged. They may start their own company just because of that. However, alpha males are completely different. They want to be seen and heard just to gain admiration from other people. Their greed for power and dominance is actually what makes them very successful. But their ambition and thirst for recognition often lead to their downfall because they lack self-control. They may be able to climb the corporate ladder faster, but in the end, it would be better if they just learn how to control themselves. Sigma men don't care about dominance as long as they are allowed to do what pleases them. 3. They don't compete with others to prove their worth. A Sigma man knows his worth and doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. He doesn't go around trying to show that they are better than others. He doesn't compare his success level with others and works according to his own pace. He is not in a race with anyone. The only person Sigma tries to compete with is himself. Sigma men always try to improve and want to be better than they were the previous day. They avoid making the same mistakes twice and strive to do better each day. Even if they fail at something, they try not to take it personally because they understand that failure is part of life. But alpha males are the opposite. They compete for everything and are in an unending battle for supremacy. They want to prove that they are better than everyone, even when it's not necessary. They don't understand that success is a journey, and competing with others will only put them under stress. Without that competition, they feel worthless. 4. They're more observant than vocal. Sigma males are naturally introverts, so when they're quiet, they really listen and observe. They only speak up when they have something meaningful, and their words often carry weight because of their patience and observance. They watch their surroundings, pick up on subtle details, and figure out how to solve any problem. On the other hand, alpha males are very vocal. They always want to be heard and often talk without thinking first. Even though they may have interesting points, they're not really as successful as their Sigma counterparts because they don't observe enough. They don't take the time to listen and understand, so their words are wasted. What alpha males should learn from Sigma is that a little bit of observation can go much further than hours of speech. Many alphas simply can't keep their mouths shut. They always have something to say in every situation. One of the alpha male's greatest weapons is his ability to intimidate people with his words, But that also is his greatest weakness, because there are some situations he could have avoided if he just kept his mouth closed. A Sigma man's ability to observe discreetly gives him a better understanding of his environment. He knows what is going on and how to stay on top of the situation. 5. They can adapt to any situation. Sigma males are very resourceful and can easily adapt to whatever life throws at them. One unique and useful asset of Sigma is his adaptability. Since they are not the center of attention, they are not really affected by the change. They avoid the spotlight, so it doesn't matter if they aren't noticed. It's like they're just one of the crowd and can blend in whenever and wherever. Sigma men can take on leadership roles when needed and perform even better than alpha men. And when it is time to step down, they can easily step back and take a more passive role. They know that nothing lasts forever and are ready to welcome change. They are also very good at reading people and understanding their motives. This helps them make decisions that will benefit everyone involved. On the other hand, alpha males usually stick to their own ideas and refuse to change or adapt. They have a hard time seeing things from another point of view and are very stubborn in their beliefs. They refuse to compromise, so they often fail to find a solution that works for everyone. They believe they are born leaders no matter the situation and take on responsibility even when it's not their place. This can be very damaging because they don't think twice before acting. Alpha males lose their worth if other people stop believing in them. Once the spotlight is taken off, their lives become meaningless. 6. They don't make decisions based on emotion. Sigma men do not act based on how they feel at a particular moment. They understand that decisions made based on emotion are clouded and often wrong. They always go for what they feel is right, even if their emotions don't agree with their decision. Emotions often cloud judgment. For instance, a jealous person may put off someone's idea because they feel the person's idea is better than theirs. Even if that idea can benefit everyone, that petty feeling of jealousy will try to silence it. However, Sigma males are rational and will always try to do what is right. Many alpha males think about themselves alone and are slaves of their emotions. They do whatever they feel will benefit them at the moment and rarely think about the consequences. This sometimes backfires and puts them in a lot of mess. 7. They have a quiet confidence that can't be shaken. Sigma men may be confident, but they are in no way shy. They don't need to stand out all the time or be noticed for their successes. Their confidence comes from within, and no one or nothing can shake it. They may not be vocal, but they know what they're doing. They are not quiet just because they don't have anything meaningful to say. They remain silent because they don't want to waste their words, especially on worthless things. Sigma males are confident in their abilities and rarely ask others for help. No matter the situation, they never act like a rookie. They feel very comfortable in their skin, and sometimes other people try to copy them just to blend in nicely. Alpha males also have confidence, but their confidence is shaken easily. They need constant validation to stay confident and usually look for it in the wrong places. When they don't get what they want, they become insecure and try to put others down just to feel superior again. This insecurity can become quite dangerous if left unchecked. They need a team of people to constantly prop them up. Without that, their confidence can vanish quickly. 8. They are not concerned with social status. Society puts a lot of emphasis on social status, especially in the form of material things such as cars, clothes, and money. It is easy to get caught up in the rat race of trying to be better than everyone else. This is something that Sigma men avoid at all costs. They are not concerned with what society considers to be important and don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Some people are placed higher than others because they come from a reputable family or have done something that makes them important to others. Whatever the reasons, such people feel they should be given special treatment even if it inconveniences others. Sigma men don't understand why people should be treated differently because of their social class. They feel that everyone is equal and should be treated the same way. Sigmas give no importance to the class system and never try to use their position to oppress other people. They treat everyone equally and want to be treated the same way. However, alpha males live based on the rank principle. They work hard so that they will be treated differently from the rest. They want to be given preferential treatment and respect. They need social recognition and are always looking for approval from others. This can be quite dangerous as it can lead to negative behavior in order to attain the desired social status. 9. They're not afraid to go against the grain. Sigma men often face a lot of backlash for breaking the rules or going against what society deems normal. Though they receive a lot of hate, they are not afraid of being themselves, even if other people don't agree with them. They do not conform to societal pressures to do things in a particular way. They don't mind doing things the unconventional way as long as they're happy with it and works for them. They also accept people who do things differently from the way they do because they know everyone has a mind of their own. Sigma men are not scared of going against the crowd to achieve their goals. They do things the way they want, even if other people don't agree with their choices. Alpha males follow the system even if it limits their abilities. They fear going against the rules because they want to preserve their image in people's eyes. They are more focused on being liked and accepted by the majority, so they don't take risks that will put them in a difficult spot. Stepping out of their comfort zone is something that they rarely do, unless it involves increasing their social status. They fear being judged, so they often try to keep up with the latest trends and lifestyles. 10. They are great listeners. Sigma males do a really good job listening to other people. They are always open for a conversation with people who need them. They let you say whatever you want without judging you. People who have them as friends often appreciate Sigmas because they can talk to them without being judged. The Sigma man never cuts in to talk about himself and just lets you say whatever you want. However, alpha males want to be the center of attention. They will often interrupt conversations and try to take control. They focus on themselves and their opinions, not allowing others to say what they think. This can be quite annoying for those trying to have a meaningful conversation with an alpha because they won't get a chance to express their opinion. Many people leave their jobs or groups of friends because they find the alpha males too domineering. They simply can't work with such people as they feel like slaves in their presence. While alpha men can be domineering and aggressive, Sigma men are great listeners and respect other people's opinions. This is why they often become successful leaders, as they understand the importance of listening to their team members and considering their views. Many people feel inspired by them and feel like they can really make a difference. This is why Sigma men often become successful in leading large teams, as they know how to truly motivate people.
There was a time when men were described as either being the alpha male or the beta male. Alpha males, with their leadership qualities, strong confidence, and no-nonsense approach to life, were at the head of the pack. Beta males, eager to take orders and fall into line, were the alternative. But the more we learn about people, the more we have discovered that there are variations of alpha and beta, and a new type of personality is seeming to emerge. One that is neither alpha nor beta and is dancing to the beat of his own drum. Sigma male. The Sigma male is currently a hot topic in psychology, and people are sitting up and paying attention to what this new personality type is doing in the world. Sigma males have always been around, doing their own thing on the fringe of society. These are the rule breakers and makers. They get a lot of attention for good and bad things, but it's what we don't yet know about these personality types that keep people coming back for more. First, what is a Sigma male? A Sigma male is a man who chooses to live his life outside of the normal social dominance hierarchy of society. Sigma males have similar traits to alpha males, but prefer to walk to the beat of their own drum, and don't often take orders from people or conform to society's labels or systems. Sigma males are the men who are riding off into the sunset on their horses without much more to their name than the pack on their back. They don't need things from society the way other men do. They are often self-employed, traveling nomads who seek adventure and knowledge, rather than material goods and possessions. Sigma males were once thought to be a rare breed of man, but these days, with the rise of the internet and the ability to work and live anywhere, Sigma males are coming out of their shells and becoming more mainstream. They are extremely attractive to women because they appear to be self-sufficient and capable of making their own way in life, not relying on anyone or anything to meet their needs. Sigma males are not as far removed from society's hierarchy as they would have you believe though, and many of them don't realize that they have an important role to play in the traditional hierarchical societies around the world. Sigma males are often the ones who step outside their comfort zones, create amazing things, start businesses, are quiet and confident partners, and hard workers. While some people may think that Sigma males retreat from society because they are lazy or don't want to work, the opposite is true. They need time and space to craft their ideas and bring their dreams to life. Their role, whether they realize it or not, is to pave the way for many others, including alpha males who aren't as creative or as willing to buck the trend to allow society to progress. They fall neatly into a part of society that people idolize, yet don't fully understand. If you're wondering how to identify a Sigma, here are 14 characteristics that define a Sigma male and separate them from their beta and alpha male counterparts. 1. He loves being alone, but he values other people. One of the first things anyone will notice about a Sigma man is how much they value their own solitude. Despite having the ability to turn on their charisma and charm whenever necessary, Sigma males are never more comfortable than when they're on their own. They're introverts who love having the time and space to think and decompress, because other people act like energy vampires around them, no matter how much those people may mean to them. With that said, Sigma males still understand the importance of having valuable people around them, because they know that they won't be able to accomplish all their goals on their own. This means it can be difficult to be in a relationship with a Sigma male, especially for women who are used to men who obsess and dote over them. Sigma men are best partnered with women who don't need to be around their partners at all times, because those kinds of relationships can end up feeling too emotionally and mentally draining for a Sigma man. 2. He is a silent leader. What comes to mind when you picture the traditional leader? Someone on the front lines, with an entourage of officials or subordinates around him at all times. Someone who is always on the highest floor, making executive decisions. An alpha male who speaks loud always looks big and intimidating, and doesn't look like someone you would ever mess with. But Sigma males are just as capable as alpha males as being leaders, except they have their own approach to it. Sigma men can be counted on to do what needs to be done. They have the perfect mix of self-reliance, introspectiveness, and intelligence to figure out any problem and turn something inefficient into something efficient. You would always want a Sigma male on your team. You get the confidence and leadership of an alpha male with none of the downsides of someone with a large and fragile ego that needs constant validation. A Sigma male will never quit regardless of the obstacle or inconvenience. Instead, he will keep working at something until he finds a way around it. They are the types who aren't afraid to go do what needs to be done, even if it's unbecoming of a leader, because their utmost priority is the goal, not their image. 3. He knows how to adapt to different situations. Alpha males can grab a social group or a situation by the neck and make themselves the leader, but there are times when imposing your own leadership isn't always possible or recommended. When alpha males aren't given the respect or authority they think they deserve, they have a tendency to become a lesser version of themselves. And that's where a Sigma male has the advantage. While a Sigma male can be in charge if they need to be, they don't require the validation of being the leader in various social situations and power dynamics. They are happy to fit whatever role is needed for them at any given moment, meaning they are more fluid and flexible than alpha males, and thus more commonly successful in any situation. With no self-imposed expectations or pressures, a Sigma male can be either a follower, a leader, or any position in between, as long as they know that they are being used efficiently and productively. The problem with this, however, is that this can sometimes rub other people the wrong way. The unabashed confidence and freedom to play any part can come off as arrogance, intimidating those around the Sigma male. 4. He treats everyone around him the same way. So much of our daily life is built off social hierarchies, and it's something that we're first exposed to as early as school. Most of us end up knowing who the popular kids are, how you should act around them, and how you should act around the non-popular kids, and those habits, behaviors, and social structures follow us all the way to adulthood. Sigma males can't stand these invisible and meaningless power dynamics, built off nothing but an unearned social status. They totally reject the notion that you need to treat one person one way and another person another way, simply because there are some invisible rules dictating what kind of person he or she may be. So unlike most of us, a Sigma male is more than happy to treat everyone around them the same way. This is one of the reasons they make amazing leaders. They don't limit the voices in the room to just the people who've yes-maned their way to the top. They see value and intelligence wherever it may be, and other people don't intimidate them because they aren't competing with them. 5. He doesn't need a social circle to be himself. Alpha males tend to need structure because their personality revolves around the reflection of themselves off other people. They like knowing that they have control over others and they're manipulating others, for good or for bad. Their personality is so often built off the validation of the people around them. They have difficulty imagining who they truly are without the social circles they're a part of. Sigma males are made differently. While they aren't afraid of being a part of social circles, they don't drown themselves in social obligations and commitments the way alpha males do. They have the security of knowing that their personality exists fully outside of the bonds of other people. They don't follow trends, they often don't know what's going on in the world of celebrity gossip, and they can't stand the idea of being popular, let alone a social media influencer. He is the same person, no matter what social context he may be in, and that actually makes him easier to deal with than most people. If you understand who he is, then you never need to relearn his personality again. He'll never let anyone or anything around him change him. 6. He understands the importance of silence. Sigma males are men of few words. You will almost never find them going on and on and on, chatting and gossiping about the little things going on in their lives. And this is because they firstly don't care about small meaningless things that may no longer matter in a day, but also because they understand the value of protecting their own energy, and there are few things more important to a Sigma man than their own energy. But just because they tend to be quiet types doesn't mean they let themselves get pushed around. While alpha males can be described as dominant extroverts, Sigma males are best described as dominant introverts. They command the room by simply walking into it with their presence and their aura, whereas an alpha male might command the room with their voice or actions. When dealing with a Sigma male, it's crucial to give him the quiet time he needs. Most people don't understand that silence between two people doesn't necessarily mean there's no vibe or connection, and being the person who can give a Sigma man the silence they need without being awkward about it is an easy way to make yourself a pillar in their life. 7. He's morally grey, or worse. Sigma males aren't always the best people out there, but as they would say, it's always a matter of perspective. Sigma males can be righteous protectors of what they believe is right or wrong, or they can be cynical and jaded. Either way, their capability makes them a force to be reckoned with in regards to the status quo. Most Sigma males end up falling somewhere around the grey area of morality. They are generally introspective and smart enough to see that there are certain parts of the system that just don't make sense, and therefore they don't demand the true respect that society tends to give them. They can see the flaws in social systems and don't always understand why we need to look up to them, so they're more likely to use their powers for disrupting the status quo. While that doesn't mean that Sigma males are bad people, it does mean that they need to understand the logic behind everything they do and support. If they don't, they'll be hard-pressed to actually put their effort into doing something that seems stupid to them. 8. He hates living life safely. The Sigma male is unafraid of risks. That's not to say he's constantly imposing on authority or acting recklessly. Unlike full-on rebels, Sigma males don't have a problem breaking a few rules or taking some well-calculated risks if it serves their person. He doesn't do this to flaunt his authority or command respect from others, unless that's part of his plan, but to drive his projects forward. Every risk has a purpose. The sweet balance between pragmatism and idealism is exactly what makes Sigma males incredibly efficient leaders and partners. They understand the best possible scenario and produce situations that may not be as perfect, but are better suited and more probable for a given situation. You'll often find Sigma males on top of the food chain in whichever situation they're in. They have complex personalities and hate being fitted into one box. As a result, you'll find that the Sigma male in your life is rarely an archetype. They excel as athletes, entrepreneurs, intellectuals, and creatives just because they're capable of broadening their horizons and adapt to excel in any environment. 9. His social skills could use some work. Formalities are a waste of time to a Sigma male. He's not really concerned with fitting into society and winning some popularity contest. The Sigma male is often misunderstood for being a snob. Pleasantries are simply not his strong suit, and it's either because he hasn't had the time to deal with it, or simply isn't interested in honing them. Compared to alpha males that want to dominate every conversation, Sigma males are happy to sit in the background and contribute in their own way without hogging the spotlight. Small talk, which is a foundational skill for a lot of people, is boring to a Sigma male. He doesn't feel the need to talk himself up to other people or please a stranger he'd never talk to again. You won't find the Sigma male standing in front of everybody cracking jokes or revving up everyone's mood. He'll often be at a corner speaking to someone he finds worthy of his time and intelligence. Or to no one at all. This nonchalance for social formalities manifests in different ways. Simple things like showing up in the proper dress code, replying to texts promptly, or participating in the meaningless niceties and other faux pas might be unknowingly committed by the Sigma male in your life because he's just not interested in empty socialization and unnecessary structures. 10. He's incredibly self-aware. Introspection is one of the primary traits of a Sigma male. As opposed to an alpha male who projects himself outward for everyone to see, the Sigma male focuses on himself and how his actions impact his entire being. Sigma males know themselves extremely well. They know their strengths and are actively working towards improving the weaknesses they think matter. Instead of spending his time surrounding himself with people, you'll often find the Sigma male in his bubble, analyzing what he could have done better. Even without the best social graces, they still manage to avoid drama because they know how to handle social situations and understand how to come across likable. As someone who lives their entire lives in their heads and doesn't really seek out validation, they'll surely appreciate it when someone finally notices the very special things about them. As introspective as they may be, Sigma males are still human like the rest of us and may get into trouble from time to time. However, they'll be able to patch up whatever lapses in judgment they had in no time and turn failures into opportunities for self-development. 11. He is the master of his own fate. Sigma males are independent self-starters. You'll very rarely find them in anything other than executive level and managerial positions. As deeply introspective individuals, they have a sixth sense for inefficiency and have a knack for breaking down processes into actually actionable steps. It goes without saying that the Sigma male is deeply ambitious. He may not always be the loudest voice in the room, but his convictions and morals remain strong even when no one's listening. As such, the Sigma male doesn't really conform to structure and tries to create a lifestyle that best suits his personality. His rebellious proclivity shines through here. Whether it's in his work, his creativity, or his relationships, he pursues all these things without adhering to rigid structures and establishes systems that are more complementary of his goals and skills. The majority of entrepreneurs are Sigma male personalities. This recurring dominant trait from Sigma males pushes them to assert their position, take a stand, and build something for themselves, instead of working for someone else. Sigma males are fiercely confident individuals who will stop at nothing to get what they want and transform their reality into what they want it to be. 12. It's hard to understand him. The Sigma male personality may be one of the hardest personality types to understand. Because he is neither beta nor alpha but unique in his own way, it's difficult to characterize his choices and his behavior because they don't really fit in our binary understanding of what it means to be dominant or submissive. If you're dating a Sigma male, one of the most difficult things about dating him is that he's not very vocal. His knack for problem solving tends to come first, which may not always be what you need emotionally. Combine this with their disinterest in playing by traditional societal expectations, Sigma males can come across as robotic, unfeeling partners. This could not be farther from the truth. Sigma males are among the best partners out there precisely because they're highly self-aware. They may not always communicate what they're thinking or planning because they live in their own heads, but that doesn't mean he doesn't take you into consideration. Sigma males are primarily solution-driven. They want to keep moving forward and help those he cares about become the best version of themselves too. This fascination for efficiency can come across a little unempathetic at times, but it's his way of showing you he cares. No one else lives by the motto "action speaks louder than words" better than a Sigma male. 13. He could be an alpha if he wanted. By their very nature, alpha males want you to know that they're alpha males. They live by structures and fall into the archetype of what it means to be a strong man with leadership qualities. The Sigma male couldn't care less. He possesses the same relentlessness, ruthlessness, and cunning of an alpha male, but isn't really interested in projecting that onto his peers. Sigma males believe in showcasing their talents and abilities through actions. Awards and acknowledgements are secondary to them. He doesn't need titles or to be the center of attention to feel important, he just knows that he is. This self-confidence and security allows Sigma males to work quietly in the background, without the need to constantly declare themselves as the leader. They're often happy wearing many different hats in a team, and no job ever feels too small for them. When it comes to projects, their ego comes last. The most important thing is that the job gets done. If you ever come across an unassuming, intelligent man, don't make the mistake of thinking he's a beta. He might just be a dominant introvert in disguise, happily waiting for the right time to shine. 14. He can't be told what to do when it comes to anything. With a certain security and fixation on who you are comes some stubbornness too. Because Sigma males are confident with who they are as a person, they have a very clear picture of the things they like and don't like. As a result, it might be hard to get a Sigma male to see the different sides of things. This might frustrate partners of Sigma males who only wish to enrich his life. Instead of pushing him to do things your way, appeal to his pragmatic side and talk about the benefits of doing things a certain way. Sigma males can be dead set on who they are as people, but are at the same time open to adopting when proven wrong. Take him to a restaurant he'd never go to. Present an argument about an opinion he never would have considered. Introduce a new shirt that he wouldn't have picked for himself. Sigma males may be stuck in their own ways, but will be more than happy to enrich their lives and their personality, as long as you help them ease into it. The secret to keeping a Sigma male happy. Sigma males may be complex, but they're not as complicated as they seem. They may be incredibly smart, but dealing with them isn't rocket science. Their fundamental needs are independence, intelligence, and genuineness. As long as you give them the space they need to think, feel, and be themselves, you're already doing what you need to do to support the Sigma male in your life. New World Hierarchy. There's no shortage of opportunities for Sigma males to make a difference in the world, but alone they don't amount to much. They are starting to realize that the hierarchies that exist might be broken, but new ones can be created. They'll create them, and are strong enough to yield the backlash that might arise from such change. So the next time you find yourself in the presence of a Sigma male, don't ostracize him for his choices. Be curious about what his plans are to make the world a better place. Find out what kind of tribe he hopes to build and belong to if the one he left didn't serve him. Sigma males will rise to the top of a new hierarchy.
The term Sigma male may not be familiar to many, but it refers to a type of man who does not blindly conform to societal norms. He often questions authority and goes against the grain by creating his own path. He doesn't do it to gain attention or become popular, but because it's the right thing to do. Sigma males are often seen as the most independent of all personalities, relying on a strong sense of self to guide them through life. They don't seek approval or validation from others and have no interest in trying to fit in. They live life on their own terms and refuse to be defined by anyone else's expectations. This attitude often leads Sigma males to success, as it gives them the freedom to take risks and explore new opportunities that might not have been available if they had followed a more traditional path. Despite their outsider status, they tend to come out on top, even without actively seeking it. Here are 10 reasons why Sigma males always come out on top. 1. They always take a glass half full approach. Life is full of ups and downs, but Sigma males believe that every situation presents its own opportunities to learn and grow. This optimistic outlook gives them the confidence to take risks and pursue their goals without fear of failure. While others may shy away from challenging situations, Sigmas embrace them head-on. They don't do it for recognition like their alpha male counterparts, but for personal growth. While most people focus on the negatives, Sigmas look for solutions and possibilities that others may overlook. This positive mindset allows them to turn any situation around in their favor. This glass half full approach is what allows Sigma men to come out on top despite any odds. The alpha male simply can't understand how the Sigma can come out on top without looking hard or actively striving for it. 2. They don't let fear stop them from doing what they want. Sigma males have a strong sense of self that allows them to push past their fears and doubts. They know they can achieve great things, even if it means going against the grain. This mental fortitude gives them the courage to pursue any opportunity that comes their way without being held back by fear or insecurity. Fear can be crippling for some, but not for Sigmas. They understand that fear is only a product of the mind and can easily be overcome. By pushing past their fears, they're able to discover new opportunities and experiences that would have otherwise gone unnoticed or ignored. This isn't to say Sigmas don't face fear, but rather they are able to recognize it and move past it. This ability to overcome fear is one of the things that help them stay on top. Imagine what would happen if everyone had this same mindset. 3. They're not afraid of change and disruption. Life is constantly changing and evolving, and we must adapt to survive. Instead of resisting change, we must embrace it and look for ways to make the most of any situation. While some may be intimidated by disruption, Sigma males view it as an opportunity to create something better. Take a look at Erm. This company has disrupted entire industries, creating entirely new markets in the process. The founders embraced change and succeeded in creating something new and exciting. Without disruption, these companies would not exist. Disruption is necessary for growth and progress, and that's why Sigma males always look for ways to make a positive impact on the world around them. This mindset allows them to come out on top even when the odds seem stacked against them. Unfortunately, many people look at change with fear and suspicion, and they never achieve their true potential. Not only do Sigma males embrace change, but they know how to approach it in a way that yields positive results. 4. They have unparalleled ambition. This is what sets them apart from other people. They are driven to succeed no matter what obstacles stand in their way, willing to do whatever it takes to achieve their goals. This ambition comes from a deep inner conviction that they can accomplish anything and a determination to see it through. Their desire for growth and learning also fuels this ambition. Sigmas strive to stay ahead of the curve by constantly expanding their knowledge base. The combination of ambition and drive allows Sigma men to rise above their peers in any area they choose to pursue, be it business, academics, sports, or various social activities. By having high standards for themselves and those around them, Sigmas are able to stay one step ahead of the competition and reach heights many thought unattainable. These men come out on top through sheer force of will and ambition. 5. They're resilient when things don't always go their way. No matter how ambitious and driven a Sigma male may be, there will always be times when things don't go as planned. Failure isn't the end of the world and can provide valuable lessons if the right approach is taken. Sigma men know how to handle disappointment without letting it get in their way. They don't dwell on the past, but focus on what they can do in the future to succeed. This resilience allows them to bounce back from setbacks and get back in the game without missing a beat. While some may get discouraged and give up when faced with adversity, Sigma men find a way to turn negatives into positives. While this is easier said than done, it's something that this type of man is capable of achieving with the right attitude. 6. They're confident yet humble. A common misconception about Sigma males is that they are arrogant and think they know everything. This couldn't be further from the truth. While Sigmas have an immense amount of confidence, they are also humble enough to realize when they don't know something or need help. Rather than pretending to be perfect, Sigmas are honest about their strengths and weaknesses and take responsibility for their mistakes. While they prefer to work alone, they also recognize the importance of teamwork and know how to collaborate with others when needed. These men are confident enough to take the lead when necessary and humble enough to follow when appropriate. This balance of confidence and humility allows Sigma men to show respect for others while standing up for their beliefs. They are not afraid to take risks, but know when it's time to play it safe. Unfortunately, this balance can sometimes be misunderstood as aloofness or arrogance, but in reality, it's just the Sigma male's way of living. 7. Leveraging their knowledge and experience. Sigma men are masters at using leverage to simplify their life. They don't waste time and energy on repetitive tasks or things that don't add value. Whether finding a better way to do something or using technology to save time, Sigmas always look for ways to get the job done more efficiently. Sigma males are adept at leveraging their wisdom in a way that gives them maximum efficiency with minimal effort. This not only saves them time but also gives them the opportunity to focus their energy on more important tasks. This also helps them reach their goals faster and easier. Leveraging is a powerful tool that not many people know how to use. Plenty of people spend too much time on tasks that take away from their progress. Being a one-man show can be tough, but with the right attitude and an open mind, you can take full advantage of the power of leveraging. Sigma males are masters at finding better ways to do things, and this is one of the secrets behind their success in life. They take the time to understand how systems work so they can use them to get ahead faster. 8. They don't bother sweating the small stuff. Life is too short to worry needlessly about things that don't matter. They're constantly pushing themselves and exploring new opportunities, so they don't have time for trivial matters. Instead of getting bogged down in unimportant details, Sigmas prefer to focus on the bigger picture. They prioritize tasks and try to find the most efficient ways to get things done. They don't let stress or worry consume their energy and instead channel it into something more productive. Life is too short for drama, so Sigma men try not to sweat the small stuff. This allows them to take control of the situation, whether personal or professional. They understand that some things don't really matter in the grand scheme of things and have an easier time letting go of the little stuff that doesn't move them forward. We all know that person who is always stressed over the smallest things. As a Sigma, you understand that most of these issues are nothing more than distractions. Taking a step back and looking at things from a different perspective helps you to understand what's worth worrying about and what isn't. Ignoring the noise and staying laser-focused on the things that matter most is an invaluable skill for anyone. This enables them to remain productive, efficient, and successful in all aspects of life. 9. They never give up. Sigma males are resilient and tenacious in the face of adversity. No matter how difficult a situation may be, they always find a way to succeed. This strong work ethic gives them an edge over those who easily give up when faced with obstacles. Unlike some people, Sigma men never use failure as an excuse not to try again. They understand that setbacks are part of life and don't let them get in the way of reaching their goals. They stay focused on what matters and make sure they don't take shortcuts or ignore potential problems. Success is not a sprint, but a marathon. It takes hard work and dedication to reach the desired outcomes. Sigma men stay the course, learn from their mistakes, and never settle for less than their best. The ability to persevere when times get tough makes all the difference in the world. Never giving up is what separates the average from the extraordinary, and it's something that Sigma really understands. 10. Being self-aware and assertive. Self-awareness allows them to recognize their own strengths and weaknesses, which helps them make better decisions when pursuing goals. They are aware of the impact their actions can have on the people around them, and know how to read those signals. This helps them navigate social situations with greater confidence, allowing them to get what they need without offending others. Being assertive also plays an important role in Sigma's success. They don't shy away from expressing their opinions and aren't afraid to ask for what they want or stand up for themselves if needed. They know how to use negotiation tactics effectively and assert themselves without appearing aggressive or rude. This makes it easier for Sigma men to get what they need while still maintaining respect among the people around them. While it's essential to be assertive, it's also important to remember that the goal isn't to steamroll over other people, Sigma males use their confidence and power in a way that is still considerate of others. While the alpha male may be seen as overly aggressive, the Sigma male is viewed as a silent leader who knows how to get things done without stepping on the toes of those around him.
Sigma males are known for walking to the beat of their own drum and reaching the top. Intelligent, independent, and unapologetically themselves, there's little that can stand in the way once a Sigma male sets himself a goal. Down to their grit and determination, these one-of-a-kind personalities have a tendency to reach the top of their field regardless of what profession they go into. These are the kind of high-profile careers more suited to Sigma males than anybody else. Number 1. Spy. While the days of 007 Cold War-style espionage may be behind us, becoming a spy is still a very real career path. The most powerful nations in the world all rely on possessing top intelligence units in order to stay one step ahead of potential threats they might face. Being a top-level spy requires possessing a very wide skill set. There needs to be a balance between intelligence, knowledge, quick wit, and a cool head in order to successfully infiltrate environments and gather crucial information. Sigma males possess all these qualities in spades and are able to clear their minds in order to complete a mission. While most people would start to panic if they felt as though their cover was being blown, Sigmas manage to play it off and can work their way out of even the stickiest of situations. Number 2. Special Forces. Pursuing a job in the Special Forces is one of the most ambitious career paths any person can seek to follow. The range of skills that need to be perfected in order to be a top member of the Special Forces is truly impressive and takes an incredible amount of hard work and dedication. The Special Forces encompasses the elite members of an armed force, and these units are often deployed in the most dangerous and high pressure of operations. Often, Special Force soldiers will be sent deep behind enemy lines in order to perform secret and highly sensitive missions. They need to be incredibly skilled as individuals, and yet also be rational enough and good at communicating in order to be able to work seamlessly as part of a team with their fellow soldiers. The mental stress and strain placed on Special Force soldiers is as equally demanding as the physical element of the job. Each member of a Special Forces unit plays a critical role, and even the slightest mistake may put the entire mission, and often the lives of others, at great risk. The elements of being in the Special Forces that make it an incredibly difficult job are indeed the very elements that draw Sigmas to pursue it as a career path. Sigmas love to challenge themselves and be the very best they can, and there's perhaps no career that requires as much physical and mental fortitude as being an elite member of the Special Forces. Number 3. Detective or Private Investigator. Sigma males are naturally inquisitive minds, and they love nothing more than sinking their teeth into a good puzzle. They are highly logical in their thought processes and love to pick apart a problem from all sides in order to figure out a solution. This natural tendency to investigate everything they can makes them perfectly suited to becoming a detective or a private investigator. When assigned a case, a Sigma male will apply himself fully to uncovering and understanding all of the facts. Often he will spot things that others may have missed or glossed over and be able to think outside of the box in a way that allows him to come up with solutions that everyone else manages to miss. Some of the most famous detective minds in popular culture, such as Sherlock Holmes or Hercule Poirot, are perfect examples of the Sigma male mind in action. They tend to march to the beat of their own drum, and oftentimes the people around them might find them unorthodox and difficult to get along with. But at the end of the day, these detectives are famed for their ability to see beneath the surface of the matter and solve a case. Being a private detective also offers Sigma males the ability to work on their own, which is something they can often be seen to make a priority when embarking upon a given career path. Number 4. Pilot. For For the same reasons that Sigma males make good soldiers in the Special Forces, they also make great pilots. Being a pilot requires an acute attention to detail and can be very mentally demanding. Pilots have to spend a great deal of time in training, regardless of whether they intend to fly military, private, or commercial. Navigating the sky and potentially having hundreds of lives depending on you means there is no room for error. They need to do everything in their power to maintain excellent eyesight and be as sharp as possible for every single flight. Sigmas possess a natural ability to hone their focus, which makes them excellent masters of flight. Furthermore, they love complex puzzles and enjoy getting to grips with all the tiny functions of an aircraft that allow them to take to the skies. Number 5. Surgeon. To become a surgeon is an impressive and somewhat heroic path to choose in life. Surgeons require an expert understanding of the human anatomy that can only be earned with years upon years of hard work and careful study. Not only do they need to have a flawless understanding of the human body, but they also need to possess intense physical skill and precision. In the world of surgery, the tiniest slip-up could mean the difference between life and death. It takes true skill in order to be able to perform these incredibly complex procedures day in and day out, without succumbing to the pressure of holding the fate of people's lives in the palms of your literal hands. Sigma males are not only highly intelligent and possess the encyclopedic kind of mind so suited to a profession like medicine, but they are also famously calm and collected. Even in high-pressure situations, like in a surgery, a Sigma is able to clear his mind of all other thoughts and focus 100% on the task at hand. The perfect combination of knowledge, skill, and focus are what makes Sigma males so aptly suited to the role of a surgeon. Number 6. Hacker or cybersecurity analyst. The worlds of hacking and cybersecurity are fairly new professions when lined up against some of the others on this list, but are fast becoming some of the most critical lines of work out there, thanks to so much of our lives being digitized day in and day out. Whether it be as a hacker or a cybersecurity analyst, an understanding of computer and web systems takes a mind that is completely attuned to problem solving. Working with code requires not only being good at numbers, but also possessing the ability to see beyond those numbers and find solutions and cracks in a system that has been designed to be uncrackable. Sigmas possess this mix of analysis and creativity and perform very well in cyber-related careers, whether they be using their powers for good or evil. Number 7. Entrepreneur. It's a commonly known fact that Sigma males have a reputation for thinking outside the box. They are not bound by the usual norms and expectations that the rest of society tends to follow, and therefore have a knack for seeing things differently. Sigmas routinely come up with ideas that may seem surprising to most people. Beyond this, Sigmas are not afraid of going out on a limb and taking a chance for an idea that they truly believe in. Many of the most well-known entrepreneurs of our times, like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk, fit the bill of a Sigma male who chooses to turn his unorthodox way of thinking into a business proposal. Their foresight and planning often allows them to come up with solid business plans that succeed even in the face of adverse odds or expectations. And many Sigma male entrepreneurs end up changing the game and rewriting the rules of business for those around them. Now, before I go on, it would be awesome if you could take a moment just to hit that like button if you're enjoying the video so far. It literally takes you a second, but it goes a huge way in helping me to grow the channel and allows me to keep making more content just like this. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. And now finally, number 8. Scientist. Crucial to the Sigma male's success is his ability to spot what nobody else has seen before. His powers of deduction have many uses in a range of different fields, But perhaps the pure application of this ability is within the field of science. In fact, even Sigmas who work in areas completely divested from the world of science can be observed to implement the scientific method in all different areas of their lives. This means that Sigma males observe, measure, and analyze their environments in order to understand them. When this analytical approach to life is harnessed in their professional lives, Sigmas make for some of the most talented and innovative scientific researchers out there. Whether it be physics, chemistry, biology, or engineering, Sigma males are great at taking their focused mindset and logical prowess and putting it to use in the sciences. Sigmas are a very diverse set of men. The fact that they don't conform to the rest of society means they tend to differ a lot from one another as they carve out their own way of being for themselves. That being said, there are some basic traits that set a Sigma male up for success in professional settings such as the ones on this list. The unifying trait underlying all these professions is that they are generally high profile and highly esteemed. Reaching the top in any of these professions is no easy feat, and one that requires the quick wit, intense focus and determination, and natural intelligence that Sigma males possess.
Many people simply jump to the conclusion that Sigma males are either shy or cold, so they just stay away from them. But Sigma men are much more complicated than that. They do not operate like normal people and can easily be distinguished from the rest of the crowd. They act in ways that regular folks cannot understand, which is why they're kind of solitary. Sigma males are just another set of complicated minds ordinary people wish to ignore. While you may probably know something about the Sigma archetype, there are still some weird truths about them that most people aren't talking about. If you want to know more about this, let's see the 10 weirdest facts about Sigma males. 1. They're not aloof, they're just observing everything. Most people who come across Sigma males think they are not interested in people or what is happening around them at all. While the way Sigmas carry themselves seems to echo that a lot, they are very interested and pay attention to everything and everyone around them. Everything about them happens in their minds. They quietly observe everything from a distance. After drawing everything in, they begin to process all the information to make meaning of it. If an incident happens and you walk into a room full of people and ask what exactly happened, you'd probably get the most comprehensive answer from a Sigma. Even in the office, Sigma males pay attention to everything going on. They understand situations better than anyone else. They are very powerful because they can observe in silence. Now this might seem easy, but most people have lost their ability to focus on things. They easily get distracted by the slightest disturbance. But that is not the case with Sigmas. Once a Sigma man has his eyes on something, he is focused and will not be easily swayed. 2. They don't need to be fixed. Only things that are broken need to be fixed. Sigma males are perfectly fine. They don't need anyone trying to fix them or change the way they think. Actually, Sigma men are the ones who have to teach people a few things. When some people come across Sigmas, they'd make it their sole aim to try to change their thinking, but that will never happen. Sigma males are in their best shape, and there's no need to worry about them. They're very comfortable with their lifestyle and love who they are. Only someone who cannot accept who they are needs fixing. When you spot a Sigma sitting alone immersed in his thoughts, you don't need to walk up to him thinking he needs rescuing. He's doing great, probably even better than you're doing. Sigma males are very confident and conscious of every move they make, so nothing they do should be considered a mistake because it was carefully calculated. 3. They're not antisocial. They're just drained of too much social interaction. People think that Sigma males are antisocial or just unapproachable, but that's not true. Sigma males do like to socialize, just not too much. Normal guys can spend hours in a party or friendly gathering chatting and joking and end up going home exhausted. But Sigma males like to preserve their energy. They have very active minds and always have one or two things they need to do, and they won't push them aside just to go out and mingle. Also, the fact that people depend on excessive social interaction to survive is just annoying to Sigmas. While it is good to meet out with your friends once in a while and get to know a few more people, Sigma males don't feel that should become a daily necessity. Mixing with too many people can be tiring. They understand the importance of being around people, but there has to be a limit. Too much social interaction can drain Sigma males and leave them feeling tired and exhausted. That's why they're very selective about who they hang out with and how long they stay. They save their energy for the things that matter most, and when it comes to socializing, they prefer quality over quantity. These men would rather spend time alone thinking, or with a few people than in a large gathering of strangers. This can be mistaken for being antisocial, but it's not the case at all. Sigma men simply know what works best for them and use their energy wisely. 4. They like the rain. This one might sound strange, but it is actually true. Sigma males love the rain and feel very connected to it. Rain helps them think and reflect on their thoughts without any noise or distraction. It's like they can connect to the universe while being in their own world at the same time. Rain also creates white noise, which helps drown out the chaotic noise in their head and allows them to focus on their inner voices. The sound of the rain is deeply calming and helps Sigma men feel grounded in reality and not overwhelmed by the complexities of life. When it rains, they feel more connected to nature and themselves, which is why they love it so much. Of course, this doesn't mean that Sigmas enjoy rain every time, especially in the morning when they need to rush to work. But when they have the time, they use it to their advantage and turn it into a feeling of inner peace. 5. They aren't weird, they're just rare. Sigma males are considered the rarest breed of men on the planet. Because they are so rare, most people cannot experience them enough, so they think that Sigma males are strange. People have this notion to consider anything they cannot understand as weird. However, Sigmas are far from weird. If you look at things from a psychological point of view, then you'll know that they are practically the most developed minds around. They have reached a level of understanding that people are yet to reach. They don't care about the little things ordinary people waste their time on. Unlike alpha males that think that to control people, you must be the loudest and most visible person in the room, Sigma males tend to use their invisibility to observe without being noticed. Also, because Sigma men are not the easiest people to get close to, it makes it difficult for people to know what's going on in their heads. Since people cannot get close to them, they will just take Sigmas as strange. 6. Quiet doesn't mean shy. Sigma males are silent and maintain a life of solitude. That doesn't mean they're shy in any way. They are not afraid to speak up when needed and can also take control of any situation they're caught up in. They are a very confident breed of men, and it's tough to make them think negatively about themselves. Shy people often do not believe in their strengths and abilities, so they will easily back down because they are afraid to fight back. However, Sigma men are very secure in themselves. They know they have what it takes to overcome anything they're faced with. They can easily walk up to anyone and talk to them without getting scared. Sigma males are not in any way afraid of women. If they like any woman, they'll simply walk up to her and start a conversation. The only reason why Sigmas are always quiet is that they enjoy observing and staying away from all the noise. The silence creates room for thinking and creativity. But if they need to, they'll leave their shell and do what needs to be done. 7. They look gentle, but they are wild. Many people will disagree with this, as they think that Sigma males are fragile and scared of others. Well, they may look calm, but they can do some really wild things when they feel like it. Sigma men don't live life safely as people think. They often enjoy the thrill of chasing something like alpha males do. The only difference is the way they approach the situation. When you look at things closer, you'll see that Sigma and Alpha males aren't so different in this regard. Sigma males do more daring things than even Alpha males dare to do, yet they'll still remain unscathed. Although Sigma men are wild, they'll not go around screaming it out or telling people how wild they are, like Alpha males often do, so it's a bit difficult to tell. But Sigmas are not afraid of making bold moves. Sometimes, even Alpha males will refuse to do some of the things a Sigma does because he feels it's too much. However, Sigma men do not take any step without thinking, so they always end up fine. 8. They're not angry or depressed. It is true that Sigma males sometimes look like they're angry or depressed. However, they're perfectly normal. Studies have shown that the more a person thinks, the less happy they'll be. And that's a bit true for Sigma males. Their deep thinking allows them to discover some deep secrets about life that most people will never know. They understand reality better than anyone, but they ignore most of these things. Sigma men don't care about little things that regular guys can get offended by. Just because they do not mingle with people doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. People fall into depression for many reasons, but no matter what happens, a Sigma will never shut his mind to the point of depression. They always have goals they want to accomplish, and depression will hinder such goals. Even at his saddest moments, a Sigma will always think positively because that's the only way up. You can say Sigma males have many issues, but anger is not one of them. Only people who cannot understand what is going on can easily get angry. Sigma males are fully aware of everything around them, so they'll never result in anger. Anger is just an emotion that clouds judgment, and Sigma males always want to make decisions with a clear head. 9. They don't want to be alone all the time. Sigma males are absolutely normal people. They also need somebody to talk to once in a while. When in a social event, it's not always that Sigma males want to be alone. While they won't go around yelling for attention, they also need someone to talk to about something meaningful. Naturally, Sigma males bottle up everything inside, so the pressure can get overwhelming at times. At that moment, having someone to share a bit of that burden with can help ease the stress. Also, the notion that Sigma men are always alone is not totally true. They surround themselves with people. Usually a very small circle is enough. Sigmas surround themselves with very trustworthy people. These are individuals who can understand them and don't judge their actions. Loneliness is very toxic, and it can destroy even the most lucid mind. Sigmas understand this well and won't remain alone for too long. They'll go out a bit and mingle to clear off the stress and set their heads straight again. 10. They love better than anyone else. Sigma males operate on a very emotional level. Once they've bonded with anyone, they become very faithful to that person. They are true lovers and commit their all to a relationship. While their quiet nature may make them look uncaring, Sigma men sacrifice a lot for the people they love. They can go the extra mile just to make that person happy, even if it means they should go out of their way. Sigma males are very faithful and would never cheat on their partners. They understand the value of commitment and will never shatter a person's trust. They are also the best friends anyone can have, offering the best advice and counsel in times of need. They also exhibit intense loyalty towards their loved ones, never giving up on them, no matter what happens. Sigma males seem like cold-hearted people, but they truly care and understand people much more than you can imagine. Fathers are often seen as the source of wisdom in a household. They have years of experience and knowledge to share with their children. But what about the advice fathers never give their sons? There's a lot of advice out there for young men. Some of it is good, some of it is bad, and much of it is outdated. If you're looking for real wisdom to help you succeed in life, then you should listen to the older and wiser Sigma males. Unfortunately, most of the advice our dads never gave us. But that's okay. We're here to fill in the gaps. So sit back, relax, and take some notes because these pearls of wisdom are definitely worth remembering. 1. Embrace your inner weirdo. In a world that often feels increasingly conformist and homogenized, it can be liberating to embrace your inner weirdo. As the late poet and philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "To be great is to be misunderstood." By being different and uncompromising in your values, you set yourself apart from the herd mentality and discover a more authentic way of living. What's more, as Sigma males have long understood, being a little weird can also be a lot of fun. So if you're feeling stifled by the conventional wisdom, take a deep breath and let your freak flag fly. It's time to celebrate your inner weirdo. 2. Your time is limited. Don't be a yes man. Nowadays, it's easy to feel like you have to say yes to everything. We say yes to working late hours, yes to taking on extra projects, and yes to spending time with people we don't really care about. But just because we can do something doesn't mean we should. We need to be selective with our time and energy. We need to focus on the things that are truly important to us and say no to everything else. Otherwise, we'll quickly find ourselves burned out and resentful. So the next time you're asked to do something you're not interested in, don't be afraid to say no. Your time is too valuable to waste on things that don't matter. Saying no can be difficult, but it's a necessary skill to learn if you want to be successful. The ability to say no is what separates the Sigma man from the average man. Sigma males are not afraid to put their own needs first, and they're not afraid to refuse others. Sure, you might upset some people by saying no, but it's better than sacrificing your own happiness. 3. Don't let women run your life. There's a reason why the phrase, "don't let women run your life," has become something of a mantra for Sigma males. Women are, by nature, emotional creatures. They tend to make decisions based on how they feel in the moment rather than logic or reason. As a result, they're often not well equipped to make decisions that will have long-term consequences. On the other hand, Sigma males are known for their calm rationality and ability to think long-term. They're the men who know what they want and are willing to make the tough decisions to get there. This doesn't mean that Sigmas are heartless or insensitive. On the contrary, they're often very compassionate and loving men. But they know that when it comes to making decisions, it's best to leave the emotions out of it. Not only will this save you a lot of heartache in the long run, but it will also lead to better decision-making overall. 4. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Sigma males find themselves on the outside looking in. They're the ones who don't fit in with the mainstream, who are always on the fringe. But that's not a bad thing. In fact, it's often their unique perspective that allows them to see things that others miss. And when it comes to taking shots, they know that you miss 100% of the ones you don't take. Life is all about taking chances and putting yourself out there. So instead of worrying about what others might think, focus on living life on your own terms. Sigmas take risks and follow their dreams. And even though they may not always hit their target, at least they know they gave it their best shot. The only way to fail is to not try at all. So go out there and take some chances. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of. 5. Listen to your dad, but don't be afraid to forge your own path in life. It's no secret that fathers and sons often butt heads. Dads want their sons to follow in their footsteps, while sons often have different plans for their lives. However, there is value in listening to your father's advice, even if you ultimately choose to forge your own path. After all, your dad has a lot of life experience and wants what's best for you. But at the same time, don't be afraid to be your own man. In today's society, there is increasing pressure on men to conform to traditional gender roles. But just because you don't fit the mold of the traditional alpha male doesn't mean you're any less of a man. In fact, Sigma males are often more successful and fulfilled than their alpha counterparts. So if you find yourself at odds with your father, Don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe in. At the end of the day, both of you just want what's best for each other. 6. Don't wish for less challenge. Wish for more wisdom. It is human nature to shy away from obstacles and challenges. We naturally want an easy life, free of strife and problems. However, this is not the wisest way to live. Avoiding challenges means that we never grow or learn. We become like a plant that is coddled and protected from the elements, never developing the strength or resilience to survive in the wild. Instead of wishing for less challenge, we should wish for more wisdom. With each challenge we overcome, we become wiser and stronger. So instead of wishing for fewer challenges in life, wish for more wisdom. Because it is wisdom that will help you see challenges as opportunities, and it is wisdom that will help you overcome them. This is the Sigma way of approaching life. They know that challenges are inevitable, whether we like it or not. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. Don't wish for less challenge, wish for more wisdom. 7. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. In today's society, there is a lot of pressure to earn a high income. Whether it's to keep up with the Joneses or to simply live comfortably, many people strive to make as much money as possible. However, what many people fail to realize is that it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Just because you have a six-figure salary doesn't mean you're automatically wealthy. If you're not careful with your spending, you can easily find yourself in debt. On the other hand, even if you don't make a lot of money, you can still become wealthy by living below your means and investing your money wisely. A Sigma male is someone who understands this principle and focuses his efforts on building wealth rather than simply earning a high income. Sigma males realize that their lifestyle choices directly impact their bottom line. They also understand the importance of diversifying their income streams and building multiple sources of revenue. By following these principles, Sigma men are able to accumulate wealth over time and live a comfortable lifestyle without breaking the bank. 8. Remember, you are the product of your environment. The people you associate with, the places you live and work, and the things you do on a daily basis all have an impact on who you are as a person. And while it's easy to believe that we are in control of our own lives, the truth is that our environment plays a much larger role than we realize. Our brains are constantly being bombarded with information from our surroundings, and this information shapes our thoughts, emotions, and behavior in ways that we may not even be aware of. So when it comes to creating the life you want for yourself, remember that your environment is a powerful tool that can either help or hinder your efforts. Choose wisely. Choose your circle based on the values you believe in. Don't hang out with lowlifes just because they're fun. Find people who inspire you and make you want to be a better person. 9. You don't have to be the biggest or strongest guy to be a leader. There's an old saying that the biggest and strongest guy is the leader of the pack. But in today's world, that's not necessarily the case. With the rise of the Sigma male, we're seeing a new type of leader emerge. Sigma males are characterized by their independence and ability to think for themselves. They're often the outcasts or loners of their group, but they're also the ones who are unafraid to speak their mind and stand up for what they believe in. In many ways, Sigma males are the antithesis of traditional alpha males. And yet, despite their different backgrounds and beliefs, Sigma men are starting to become some of the most influential leaders in our society. Thanks to their independent thinking and willingness to challenge convention, Sigma men are proving that you don't have to be the biggest or strongest guy to be a leader. Instead, all you need is the courage to stand up for your beliefs. 10. If you work on your job, you'll make a living. If you work on yourself, you'll make a fortune. It's no secret that the most successful people are usually the ones who have invested heavily in themselves. They are always learning, always growing, and always working to improve their skills. This is what separates them from the average person who just works to make a living. The average person is content to do just enough to get by, content to stay in their comfort zone. Living a mediocre life is easy. It doesn't take much effort, but it's not very fulfilling. In today's world, working on yourself is more important than ever. With the advent of the internet, the Sigma male has become more prevalent than ever before. The Sigma is the man who isn't content with a traditional 9-to-5 job. He wants to make his own way in the world and is willing to put in the hard work to make his dreams a reality. If you're content with working a traditional job, then you'll make a living. But if you're willing to work on yourself, you'll make a fortune. Sigma males are the men who are changing the world, and they're doing it by working on themselves. 11. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do something. There's an old saying that goes, "The only way to get what you want in life is to go out and get it." And that's true. If you want something, you have to be willing to put in the work to make it happen. But there's another important part of that saying that often gets left out. But don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something. Just because someone else doesn't believe in you doesn't mean you should give up on your dreams. In fact, it should be the opposite. When someone tells you that you can't do something, it should only make you more determined to do it. After all, if they don't think you can do it, that just means there's more room for you to succeed. This is a principle that Sigma males live by. They understand that there will always be people who doubt them and try to hold them back. But instead of letting these negative voices get in their way, they use them as motivation. So, the next time someone tells you that you can't do something, use it as fuel to propel you forward. Let them know that you're not going to take no for an answer. 12. You must start from the bottom and work your way up. In today's society, it seems like everyone is obsessed with being at the top. Whether getting the best job, making the most money, or having the most Instagram followers, everyone wants to be a winner. However, the truth is that success seldom comes easy. More often than not, you have to start from the bottom and work your way up. This can be a difficult and frustrating process, but it's also essential if you want to achieve your goals. Fortunately, there are some things you can do to make the climb a little easier. First, focus on developing your skills and refining your craft. If you're good at what you do, people will take notice and start to give you more responsibility. Second, don't be afraid to network and build relationships with influential people. These connections can help you get your foot in the door and open up new opportunities. Finally, always keep your eye on the prize and remember why you're doing this in the first place. These tips won't guarantee success, but they can certainly help you in your journey to the top.
Alpha males often feel threatened by Sigma males as they consider them to be challenging. Sigmas are self-sufficient and independent, but they have great game with women and can easily charm them. And they are often considered more down-to-earth and much more approachable comparison to the alpha male, who is brimming with confidence. Sigma males are rare and they have quirky habits that grab girls' attention and keeps them interested even if you didn't realize. Women want these rare males, and in today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly why. So grab a notebook and a pen and make some scribbles, like and subscribe. Reason 1, he is non-conforming. Sigma males don't really want to blend in or follow whatever it is that the group is doing. They don't conform to social norms, which is part of their charm. Sigmas would rather be their own unique selves, and people can either love them for it or not. And this means that Sigmas do not follow trends, including fashion trends. They stick to what they know, and this can make them appear to be a bit of a rebel, which is something else that girls really love about them. He is self-sufficient. Sigmas will go beyond dating a woman because they will settle down once they find the right lady and enjoy a nice life with them. This does not mean, however, that they will stop looking after themselves. Although they are in a relationship, they still want to look after themselves and their partner. So this means they want to have their own job and their own money, and they will do their own washing and their own cleaning. Sigmas do not need their hands held, and this is something that women really, really love about them. They don't need to be their girlfriend and mother, they can just be the girlfriend. And Sigmas are typically attracted to women who will allow them to have this freedom and to be self-sufficient. Another reason is that he is a loner. A Sigma does like other people's company, but unlike an alpha, he does not need it all the time. Sigma men like to spend time alone, and when they are single, they will often be referred to as loners. Sigma males will spend time alone thinking about the world and how they slot into place. This makes them very thoughtful and self-aware partners to have. And introverted girls enjoy this side of a Sigma as it means they don't always have to go out and party with them. And extroverted girls have to respect this about them and understand it's just part of who he is. He is a silent leader. Alpha males are loud leaders. They are the ones that will lead a meeting or stand up in front of a room full of people, kind of delegating the tasks and the orders. Sigma males are leaders without meaning to be. They are what we call the silent leaders. They don't need to say anything for people to feel led by them. They influence people naturally by dressing a certain way or even acting a certain way. They don't need to be the loudest in the room to be heard and respected, and this makes them feel that they are valuable in their leadership. He is adaptable. Sigma males can quickly and effectively adapt to changing situations. They are flexible and are willing to change the way they do things if they think it's going to turn out better doing it another way. Sigma men are not afraid of change, and they will silently adapt to things without very much protest. This makes them great employees, leaders, friends, and partners. He is stubborn. Although a Sigma male can be adaptable, Sigma males can still be a little bit stubborn. If they really believe in something, they will not change their opinion on it, and they will fight to get their point across. A Sigma male really has to believe in something to do this, but you wouldn't want to come up against him when he does. Women love that he will stick up for the things that he believes in, and women find this very attractive. He is self-aware. He understands himself and everything that makes him who he is. He is aware of his annoying habits or less pleasant sides of himself. In a social situation, he knows when to speak up and when to step back and let others take the show. This is all down to the fact that Sigma males have great self-awareness. It makes them a lovely person to be around and also an ideal boyfriend to have. He is observant. In those social situations, a Sigma may go off by himself. This can get him labelled as a loner, but what he is really doing is observing. He likes to watch people and get a sense of who they are before he approaches them. He also observes the way that people look, the way that they dress, and their overall demeanour and behaviour. In a relationship, this can be a very handy skill to have. A Sigma male will often speak to a lady and compliment her on a new dress that she has bought. And the lady might think, how did he realise that I had a new dress? And of course, it's because he is observant. He has a curious mind. You might sometimes find a Sigma male standing, just staring at the wall. You might think to yourself, this is a little bit weird, what's he even thinking about? Now, Sigmas have very, very curious minds, which keeps them extremely busy. And they will spend their time thinking about the smallest things and wondering what it could turn into. Anything from a bug to something bigger like the solar system. They are creative thinkers, and because of these curious minds, women often want to really know what's going on inside their mind. And this is the very reason why they find the Sigma men extremely attractive and very mysterious. He is respectful. Sigma males are respectful to every person that they meet. It does not matter what walk of life they have come from or what the person can offer them, they are always polite and respectful to them. They respect other people's opinions, even if they sometimes have to fight for what they believe in. When they are in a relationship, Sigmas are respectful of the other person, especially when they are arguing. They will never act out in anger or ever overstep the line. He is charismatic. Although Sigma males can be reserved and they can be thought of as shy people, they are extremely charismatic, which can come as a surprise to most people. When they are in a social situation, they can be funny, they can hold a conversation, and they can even be loud. And this can be what initially attracts women to a Sigma and why they are sometimes confused as an alpha male. Sigma males have drive. They know what they want and when they want it. Sigmas never shy away from hard work and those opportunities. They will work hard in a job so that they can get what they want. And the same goes for a Sigma in a relationship. A Sigma already knows the type of lady that he would like to settle down with. And once they are together, he will know what he wants and when he wants it. He will be open and honest and say, I'm ready to have children or I'm ready to get married. This directness is something women crave and they really appreciate it when they get it from a Sigma man. He values his personal space. Sigma males make great partners for independent women who like to have their own space when they are in a relationship. They might have dated before only to find out that the boyfriend accepts too much from her and she prefers to be single if it means she gets to keep her freedom. Sigma males really value their own personal space, and this means that they love alone time, and if they do live with a partner, they like to have their own area that they can retreat to. They might like to sit in one room doing something whilst the partner sits in a different room doing something else. Anyone who dates a Sigma male needs to be aware that they are all like this, and independent ladies find this to be one of the main reasons that they enjoy dating a Sigma male. They feel as though they can just simply be comfortable and be themselves.
Women can be very choosy when it comes to the men they want to be with. This is because they want a lot of things in a man, and every lady has what she calls her dream man. It is actually good to have standards when you want to choose a partner. You don't just want to be with anybody and everybody, right? But the question is, why is it that women want men with the qualities of the Sigma male? What makes these men the new favorite type of men women want to be with? It is frustrating when you don't know why this is now the new normal, and why even alpha males are getting turned down for this set of very rare men. Well, you don't have to worry too much, because this video is about why Sigma males are women's new favorite type of men. The number one reason is Sigma males are rare. Sigma males are the rarest type of men you will find around. While it is cool now that everyone wants to be a Sigma male, the truth is, these men are extremely hard to find. Have you seen the Bridgerton series or read the books? There is only one Simon Bassett, and boy, do women love him. That is a Sigma male characterized in fiction. If you know anything about women, it is the fact that they want the most exclusive things in life, and they also want this in relationships. At first, it may seem weird that this is what they are usually interested in. But when you think about it, it is not a bad standard. It is actually good because there are benefits to exclusivity. This gives them the chance for a different experience than what they have had in other relationships. Everyone wants to try something new out, as most people can attest that in relationships most of the time, the experiences are not great. This is the reason why breakups are very common. So when women find someone who seems to be different from most other people they have dated before, they are interested to find out if their experience would also be different. Number 2. Sigmas are principled. Take away the principles of a man, and he loses his value. Of all men, Sigmas are those that stick to their principles the most. They would not compromise even because of a relationship. Now, don't make the mistake of equating being principled to being good. Sometimes highly principled people would not be nice, for example, which many people would say makes them bad. In the case of the Sigma male, he does not mind being labeled because of his principles. He just simply won't change to blend in with expectations. A principled man is someone who has a clear sense of right and wrong, and is committed to upholding his beliefs, even in the face of challenges or adversity. Women prefer men with strong principles because they are sure of what they are getting into. Women don't want men that are unstable, because men without strong principles can keep shifting their standards, which can be unfavorable for a woman. First, women see these highly principled men as reliable and trustworthy. He is someone who can be counted on to follow through on his commitments and make decisions based on his values. This can create a sense of security and stability in a relationship, which is important to many women. Second, a principled man is often respected by others for his integrity and sense of morality. Women are attracted to men who are admired and respected by their peers, and who are seen as having a strong moral compass. Finally, a principled man is often a good communicator. He is willing to share his thoughts and feelings honestly and openly, which can create a deeper level of emotional intimacy in a relationship. This can be especially important to women who value emotional connection and communication in their relationships. Number 3. Sigmas are fiercely independent. Women have a preference for Sigmas because they are fiercely independent and self-sufficient. This trait can be hard for most people because we tend to depend on each other for so many things. Unfortunately, dependency comes with a lot of problems. A man that is dependent on others would soon find that his principles are unstable and also dependent on the dictate of others. Women don't want this. It is also important for women to find men who are capable of getting things done without getting slowed down by the fact that they depend on others for help. A Sigma man is someone who is confident in his abilities and is not afraid to take charge of his own life. He is someone who is comfortable with change and is willing to embrace new experiences and challenges because independence is the freedom to think and take new paths. This can be exciting to women who are also open to new experiences and want a partner who is willing to explore the world with them. Number 4. Sigmas are mysterious. There is an air of mystery around Sigma men, and women love it. Women are attracted to mysterious men for a variety of reasons. A mysterious man is someone who is intriguing and enigmatic, with a certain allure that can be hard to resist, because there is a sense of intrigue when relating with these men. Sigma males can create a sense of anticipation and excitement in a relationship. Women may be drawn to the challenge of trying to unravel the mysteries of their partner, which can create a sense of emotional intensity. Sigmas are quiet observers, and this is part of the traits that make them so mysterious. It is evident that they are intelligent and have a lot to offer, yet they are silent, and they listen. Women appreciate this and want to get feedback from these men. The words of a Sigma have so much value to a woman because it comes from the depth of deep thoughts. Number 5. Sigmas respect themselves. Self-respect is the quality of having a positive and realistic view of oneself and being committed to honoring one's values and boundaries. These are all strict principles the Sigma lives his life by. There are a number of reasons why women are attracted to Sigma men due to their high sense of self-respect. One of these reasons is the healthy boundaries and standards a Sigma man sets for himself and his relationships. This can create a sense of emotional safety and security for his partner, as they know that he will not tolerate mistreatment or disrespect. Such a man knows his own worth and is not afraid to stand up for himself or pursue his goals and dreams. This is a great turn-on for women. A woman with self-worth cannot value a man who does not place any value on himself. Because of this trait, a Sigma man is respectful and compassionate towards others. He understands the importance of treating others with kindness and dignity because he values respect and understands that respect is reciprocal. You give respect to get respect. Number 6. Reserved loyalty and commitment. A Sigma male's loyalty is not for sale and is not available for everyone. Sigma males can be cold when it comes to commitment because they are only committed to a very small circle of people. Getting into his circle does not come easy. Women like this because they know that they can count on a Sigma's loyalty once they can earn it. Most women don't want a man that can be passed around. They want stability, they want absolute commitment, and they know they can only get it from someone who defines his commitments. A Sigma man is someone who is committed to his partner and faithful in his romantic relationships. He is someone who can be counted on to be there for his partner and honor his commitments. This can create a sense of emotional safety and security in a relationship, which is important to most women. He is also more emotionally connected to his partner. The Sigma male is invested in the relationship and is willing to put in the effort to make it work. Because the Sigma male's commitment is reserved to a few, it means he places a lot of value on it. Number 7. Sigmas are charismatic. Sigmas have charming and magnetic personalities with the ability to captivate and inspire others, same as alpha males, but different because they don't make themselves the center of attention. Women have a preference for men that are charismatic, and the unique charisma of the Sigma is something women love even more. These men are confident and self-assured. They are comfortable in social situations and know how to make a positive impression on others, even before having a conversation, thanks to how they carry themselves with dignity. Being charismatic also means being a good communicator. The Sigma knows how to express himself clearly and effectively, and is able to connect with others on an emotional level. This can create a sense of intimacy and emotional connection in a relationship. The Sigma male knows how to use his charisma to inspire and motivate others. He is a natural leader who can bring out the best in those around him, which can be inspiring and uplifting to his partner. Number 8. Emotionally grounded. The Sigma male's quiet disposition is a real advantage to him because it contributes greatly to his emotional stability. This is why he is able to make decisions that are not hasty or based on sentiments. Emotionally stable men are those who are able to manage their emotions in a healthy way and have a consistent and positive emotional disposition. A man who is emotionally stable is often seen as reliable and dependable. He is able to handle stress and difficult situations without becoming overwhelmed, which can create a sense of emotional safety and security in a relationship. The Sigma male is often more in control of his behavior and less likely to engage in impulsive or destructive actions. He is empathetic and understanding toward his partner's emotions. He is able to listen and provide emotional support without getting defensive or reactive. Women appreciate having men like this because they provide a lot of stability when there is a problem. Are you a Sigma male or in a relationship with one? Which of these traits is your favorite?
Sigma males are most famously known for being the lone wolves of this world. Mysterious, aloof, with a completely different way of thinking from those around them. It may seem difficult at first to envision how these mavericks could ever fit into a conventional settled relationship. It may come as a surprise to many, but given the right circumstances, being a Sigma male makes for the perfect ingredient in a rock-solid relationship. The trick to achieving this and locking down one of these infamous soloists lies in finding the right partner. And it's not just any woman that can have a Sigma male willing to settle into a commitment. If you are curious about what type of woman is best for the enigmatic Sigma male, look no further. Here at Blokebox, we've put together the ultimate guide to what kind of women are the best fit for the Sigma male. Number 9. Inquisitive. Sigma males possess a natural intellectual thirst and analytical way of thinking. They are famous for their high intelligence and voracious appetite for knowledge. When they become interested in a topic, they research it to its fullest, leaving no stone unturned. And for this reason, they often end up possessing a rather encyclopedic base of knowledge and are a constant source of wisdom and interesting facts for their peers. With this in mind, it should come as no surprise that when dating a Sigma male, it's pretty much a necessity to have an inquisitive nature. Women who are equally as fascinated by the world around them make for a great match with Sigmas, as together they can fuel each other's inquisitive and curious natures. Number 8. Strong-willed. The Sigma male is notorious for walking a path entirely of his own forging in life. He has his own unique way of doing things and is relatively unconcerned by the expectations or judgments of those around him. Being so deeply in tune with himself and having such a strong idea of what exactly it is that he wants in life can be somewhat intimidating for those with a lesser sense of independence. A Sigma male is at his best in a partnership with someone who can both understand and appreciate his single-minded nature. Number 7. Adventurous. Taking risks and exploring the world around them are two things that come hand in hand with being a Sigma male. Sigmas are by nature curious people and are rarely satisfied sitting still. Their aptitude for exploration and trying new things is what leaves them so able to grow and improve themselves throughout their lives. The kind of women that make the best match for a Sigma male are those with a similar sense of adventure and openness to new experiences. With qualities like these shared by both halves of a relationship, a Sigma male can expect to manifest the kind of growth he so earnestly strives for. Number 6. Understanding. As the unique attitude of a Sigma male may come across to many as unusual or idiosyncratic, in order for him to truly feel comfortable with his partner, a Sigma male needs to be with someone who possesses a great deal of understanding. The Sigma way of doing things may take a little time to get used to, and this is a great deal easier for a partner who withholds judgment and puts her full effort into trying to understand the Sigma's unique point of view. A woman like this is a great asset to a Sigma male's life, as he has someone with whom he can comfortably share his thoughts. Number 5. A good communicator. Unconcerned by pleasing others in order to fit in, Sigma males have somewhat of a reputation for being notoriously honest. They value open and direct communication, and this is especially true when it comes to finding a partner. Sigma males simply have no time for playing games and will develop the most reliable and fruitful relationships with women who possess good communication skills. Being a good communicator consists of equal parts active listening and equal part clear expression. A woman who possesses a dedication to these behaviors fits perfectly with the Sigma male's need for honesty and integrity. Number 4. Down to earth. Unlike many of their peers, Sigma males are totally unconcerned by status and signaling their success to others. They prefer to live on their own terms, and success is something that is entirely self-defined. For this reason, when it comes to finding a solid romantic partner, Sigma males are best suited to women who are similarly down to earth and unconcerned by fickle concerns such as image or material possessions. The Sigma male's worldview is all about independence and integrity to oneself, and a woman possessing values that are above trivialities is vital to her compatibility with the Sigma mindset. Number 3. Independence. Given the fiercely independent mindset that characterizes the Sigma male, it should come as no surprise that the perfect partner for a Sigma should be similarly independent. There's nothing a Sigma hates more than feeling tied down, restricted, or that he's subject to the unwanted dependency of others. Women who are unable to stand on their own 2 feet make for the worst match imaginable when it comes to the Sigma male. In truth, a Sigma male can only feel happy and settled in a relationship when he knows that he and his partner are 2 equally independent individuals, neither of whom are overly dependent on one another or holding each other back. Number 2. Open-minded. As the Sigma male is noteworthy for coming up with new and innovative approaches to everything he does in life, it's vital that the woman these men date are able to keep an open mind. Having an open mind towards the Sigma male's unique approach to life will allow her to appreciate him for what sets him apart from others and makes him, him. A Sigma male will never be forced into the fold, so if a woman can't approach him with an open mind, she's not the one for him. Number 1. Patient. Patience is a virtue, and this is certainly true when it comes to dating a Sigma male, as they really only like to do things on their own terms and are not ones to be pushed or coerced into things. Being able to remain patient is crucial for success in dealing with Sigma males. Women who are happy to let a man take things at his own pace are the best match for a Sigma male. Patience and understanding from his partner simultaneously gives a Sigma male both the security and independence he needs to thrive. While not every woman is the right match for a Sigma male, the Sigma male is also far from the right match for every woman. His independence and mystery hold a certain allure for sure, but it takes a certain kind of woman to really click with this. When a Sigma male does find one of these ideal partners, however, they can form some of the strongest and most trailblazing of partnerships.
When it comes to relationships, women are often drawn to Sigma males for their strong sense of independence and confidence. These men have a unique ability to remain emotionally detached from others while still maintaining close connections with those they care about. Unfortunately, many women regret losing such an attractive partner after realizing what other men are like. But sometimes it's too late, and women find themselves wishing they could get back what they had. So without further ado, here are 10 reasons why women regret losing Sigma men. 1. They are not like other men. Sigma males have a unique personality that sets them apart from other men. They are independent and strong-willed, but they also know how to be sensitive and provide emotional support. They tend to have an aura of mystery around them, which is one of the things women find so attractive about them. It's like they know something that other men don't. While many people misunderstand them as being cold and uninterested, Sigma males are actually deeply caring individuals who will do whatever they can to make those they care about feel loved. Unlike other men who will try to impress their partners, Sigma men are not fake. They don't need to be somebody else to get the attention of their women. This is a trait that many women regret losing when they find themselves in relationships with other men. This is also why women often find themselves drawn to Sigma men despite their independence and emotional detachment. They know they can trust them. 2. They make her feel safe. Making her feel safe, it's not about being a strong and aggressive alpha male. It's about the whole package. While being strong was essential to being a good provider historically, today women crave more. They also look for emotional and psychological safety, which is where Sigma males excel. A Sigma will make a woman feel safe because he knows how to read people and situations, as well as himself. He'll know when it's time to stand up for her or protect her from harm, and when it's time to step back and let her handle it on her own. This type of strong but gentle presence is something many women miss when they lose a Sigma partner. Sigmas are often seen as solid figures due to their independence and stability. They don't rely on anyone for anything, making them dependable partners. Feeling emotionally safe around someone is crucial in any relationship, and this is something women regret losing when they move on to other men. Of course, this doesn't mean other men can't make her feel safe, but Sigma males are often more reliable and don't need constant reassurance as much compared to other men. 3. They are confident yet never boastful. It has become increasingly common for men to brag about their accomplishments and wealth, making them seem arrogant and insecure. This can be seen all over pop culture, from the latest rap songs to Instagram posts. While there is nothing wrong with being proud of your accomplishments, it can become repelling to a real woman when a man constantly gloats about his successes. Of course, if you want to attract gold diggers, this kind of behavior might be the way to go. But Sigma men are a different breed. They don't need to flaunt their achievements, and instead exude a quiet confidence more attractive than any boastful words. They know they are successful and have worked hard to get where they are, but they never let this go to their head. This kind of humble confidence is highly valued by most people, as it shows maturity and self-control. Women are especially drawn to this kind of demeanor, as it shows that Sigma is secure in himself and his abilities without having to prove himself to anyone else. It's all about balance. Sigma men know how to stay confident while also being mindful of others and their feelings. This makes them much more attractive than any show-off. 4. They're unique, but not in a bad way. It's no secret that Sigma males love their freedom and don't need to conform to the expectations of others. This can sometimes be a turnoff for ordinary people, but women appreciate it in a partner. While Sigmas are often misunderstood for their unique character, this isn't a bad thing. Women don't want to be with someone who is just like everybody else. They want a man who stands out and is a bit different. Now, this doesn't mean that Sigma men are weird or obnoxious. They simply don't fit the mold of what society expects a normal man to be. While many men are focused on fitting in, Sigmas don't worry about how others perceive them. They embrace their uniqueness, making them look natural and not fake. Having the courage to embrace your differences is something not many people can do. So it's no surprise that women find Sigma men so attractive. They appreciate that he is secure enough to be comfortable with who he is and not feel the need to follow what everybody else is doing. This kind of confidence and self-assurance isn't something you can fake, and many women regret losing Sigma men because of it. 5. They can carry themselves well. While Sigma men might be unconventional in many ways, they can still conduct themselves with class and sophistication. They know how to show respect and appreciation towards others, even if they don't agree with them. Women value this kind of politeness and maturity, making the Sigma an especially attractive option. They have an air of mystery around them, which only adds to their appeal. With the right attitude and confidence, plus a little bit of charisma, a Sigma can easily win over the hearts of many women. This confidence-driven type also knows how to dress clean, ensuring they are comfortable without being overly flashy or garish. Their mannerism and body language speak volumes, which is why women find them attractive. Sigma men are a rare breed of men that some women find simply irresistible. This isn't just because of their quiet confidence, but also because of their attitude and demeanor. They don't need to be the loudest person in the room, but they know how to command respect and attention from those around them. 6. They know how to make her feel heard. Many men have difficulty understanding a woman's thoughts and feelings, which can lead to misunderstandings and arguments. This could make a woman feel neglected and ignored, something no woman wants to experience. However, Sigma men have a knack for understanding women and making them feel heard. They know how to listen properly and are willing to hear out whatever she has to say without judgment or criticism. Women are drawn to it because they can't fake this kind of sensitivity. In addition to being attentive listeners, Sigmas can also offer advice and perspective that is both logical and compassionate. They know how to be understanding without appearing weak or wimpy, which only adds to their allure. This is one area where Sigma men really shine and make women feel appreciated. They know how to express their emotions while still being able to connect with her on a deeper level. They are usually able to listen and empathize. They know how to put themselves in her shoes and understand her perspective on things. While many guys call this type the old-fashioned man, this is actually what real women want. They don't need an immature guy who is always trying to act cool. They want someone with whom they can have meaningful conversations and a deep connection. 7. They don't play games and always tell the truth. Sigma men are honest and direct, preferring to tell the truth rather than play games. This might be intimidating for some women, as they may not be used to this kind of behavior from men. Some men try to play it cool and hide something, but Sigma men don't bother with such tactics. They are straightforward and honest in their dealings, and never try to manipulate a situation for their own benefit. This kind of integrity is refreshing for women, as it gives them the assurance that the man is genuine and sincere in his feelings. Not only does this make him more attractive, but it also makes her feel safe and secure in the relationship. She knows he won't leave her hanging or let her down, as he is a man of his word. This kind of trust and reliability are highly sought after by women, making Sigma men an especially attractive option. Sigmas would never beat around the bush and instead prefer to lay out things as they are. While this may initially be off-putting to some, women will actually prefer this type of honesty and no-nonsense attitude. If a man is willing to tell her the truth, even when it's difficult, he can be trusted to always stay true to his word. 8. They know how to make her feel important. While this may be seen as an obvious trait in a relationship, it is actually something that many men struggle with. They may not realize the impact of their actions and words on their partner, leading to misunderstandings and hurt feelings. On the other hand, Sigma men are very aware of how their behavior affects someone else and will go out of their way to make her feel appreciated. It's no secret that Sigma men rarely compliment others, but when they do, it's always sincere. They don't offer shallow words of affirmation, but instead will praise her for something she did or achieved, making the compliment even more meaningful. Even something as small as a hug or kind words can go a long way in making her feel special and important. They know how to value and appreciate someone for who they really are, even if it means going the extra mile. Such gestures make women feel loved, respected, and valued, which can't be faked or forced. This is why Sigma men are so sought after by women, as they offer a level of emotional understanding and appreciation that she can't find anywhere else. But sometimes, women realize this when it is already too late. 9. They are desired by many women. While not all women find Sigma males attractive, there are many out there who do. This is because Sigmas have a certain charm that cannot be denied. They exude confidence and reliability, which makes them desirable to all sorts of women. They can make any woman feel safe and secure in their presence, while also showing her they care deeply about her feelings and needs. They have a certain magnetism that draws people to them, both men and women alike. This has been attributed to their intelligence, quiet confidence, and success-driven attitude. Every woman wants a man who can take charge of his own life and bring something valuable to the table. 10. They're authentic, but never arrogant. Sigma males are not the type to put up a front and pretend to be someone they're not. They are confident enough to simply be who they are without worrying about what other people might think. They don't use their power or position to lord over others, and they never come across as arrogant. Women appreciate this authenticity and realness in a partner, which is why so many regret losing Sigma men after being with other men who are constantly trying to show off or prove something. It's refreshing for women to be around someone who doesn't need validation from anyone but themselves. Being authentic doesn't mean being dull or boring either. It's about having the confidence to stand out from the crowd without needing recognition from anyone else. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, and this is something many men lack these days. While most men think that a show of bravado or arrogance is the way to attract women, Sigma men are proof that being yourself is more than enough. Their unique nature attracts women without even trying, making them so desirable. Being authentic and real will take you a lot further than pretending to be something you are not. It is common to come across some men that have built up walls around them, and no matter how hard you try, there's just no way to break them. These men are confident and self-reliant enough to stay on their own without asking anyone for help. These same men don't trust people easily and make it almost impossible for anyone to understand what they are thinking. What makes it so hard for them to trust people? Keep watching this video to the end to find out. The term Sigma male might have come up once or twice in a conversation, but what does it really mean? Sigma males are highly independent and authentic men with little or no regard for what people or society says about them. They will often break stereotypes and not conform to the expectations of regular folk. These men also seem to have some sort of trust issues with people, It's as if they have something they're protecting and don't want anyone to get too close. So why don't they trust people easily? Well, here are some reasons. 1. They know when you're faking it. Funny enough, people fake their feelings all the time. But that can be dangerous, especially when you are around a Sigma. Sigma males have mastered the art of reading people. They can look straight through whatever disguise a person is putting on. Before you think you're fooling a Sigma man into falling for whatever show you're putting up, he already knows what is happening behind the scenes, and it will make him hate you instead of trusting you. The best thing to do when you are around a Sigma is to come clean. If he is to trust you, then you should be straight with him. Sigma males can easily sniff up anything a person is hiding just by the emotions the person is giving off. Instead of running in the darkness as other men do, they'd rather cut you off and save themselves the trouble. 2. They have been hurt for trusting before. Pain is a feeling we are all familiar with. When a Sigma has been hurt because he trusted someone before, he tries to make sure that never happens again. Every time someone new comes into his life, he wants to know the reason why the person has picked sudden interest in him before allowing the person to get close. Also, because the past is always hunting his mind, he is careful not to make the same mistake again. Sigma males are naturally careful with their decisions, but when past experience is added, they take things to a whole new level. If you're trying to get close to a Sigma male with a past, make sure you don't remind him of how he got hurt, because if you do, he'll never let you in again. And always remember never to use his past as an opportunity to get into his life, because he will see right through you. Instead, show him your worth and let him decide if he'll keep you by his side. 3. They are very thoughtful. Sigma males are like computers. They are always processing information. That is why they always appear calm and aloof. This doesn't mean they're not interested in whatever is going on around them. They just prefer to watch from the sidelines without getting involved. And this can be very dangerous for anyone who wants to get close to them, because they might have spotted you from afar and have done their research without you even knowing. So even before you approach them, they have already started thinking about you and if they have enough space in their lives for you. Unlike other men who just accept people into their lives anyhow and later find where to place them, Sigma males are very careful of who they let into their lives right from the start. They weigh a person's value before allowing them in. And if they feel you're not worth it, they don't even bother trying to put up with you. 4. They don't really know how to trust people. Now, this might seem odd, but it is true that some Sigma males don't even know how to trust someone else. They believe so much in themselves and their abilities that they find it difficult to place their trust in another person. This starts in childhood when parents make promises that they know they will not fulfill just so that the child can stay calm at that moment. What these parents fail to understand is the fact that as these children grow up, they begin to feel that it is natural for people to fail, so there's no need to trust a person's word. Now when that child grows up to become a man, he finds it difficult and sometimes impossible to trust people. Even if you decide to put all your effort into making him trust you, there's always that doubt in his mind that you may break that trust. But if you are patient and consistent enough, you can teach him to trust again. 5. They are emotionally guarded. Sigma males are deep thinkers, and the more a person thinks, the more he realizes that people are not as good as they seem to act. When they begin to figure out this truth about people, they build walls around their hearts, so they don't fall victim to predators. Sigma men will find a good reason to keep everyone away, and they'll keep doing so without looking back. For a person trying to gain a Sigma's trust, breaking those walls might seem frustrating and impossible. No matter how much you show him you can be trusted, he just doesn't want to give in. Well, if you've been trying, don't give up, because Sigma men are very sensitive. They know when you're trying and when you've given up. If you push hard enough, they begin to trust you. And when they've completely opened their minds to you, their friendship and trust are worth all the efforts you made. 6. They are very reserved. Sigma males are the kind of people that don't like sharing too much. They prefer to keep things to themselves, even though it's bothering them. They don't want to give out too much information because they feel that if you know too much about them, you will have an edge over them. This might be difficult for normal people to understand, but Sigma men have perfected this trait. They don't just cling to anyone for help or support because they feel that they can easily be taken advantage of. That is why when you try to get too close to a Sigma male, he shuts you out without a warning. However, they are not often reserved with people they have already bonded with. With the passage of time and the building of trust, they begin to open up more, but can become cold again if that trust is broken or even threatened. That is why if you want a Sigma male to trust you, you must be patient and show him you can be trusted. 7. They prefer long-term bonds. A Sigma male is not someone who enters into a relationship today and jumps out the next day. They want something that can last, something that will stay for a long time and overcome every kind of hurdle that stands in its way. That's why he does not just give anyone that chance. Sigma men are well aware of the fact that not everyone that comes into their lives will stay, so they don't waste their time trusting such people. For them, it doesn't matter how long it takes. They know that the right person will come one day. Since they don't like trying their luck on everybody that comes their way, they will keep people far off, making it seem like they don't want to mingle. However, it is not that they don't want to mingle. It's just that they don't want to mix with too many people, especially people that have nothing good to offer. When they find the right person to trust, they eventually open up to that person because they know that trust will not be broken. 8. They feel they will not be understood. Why should you trust someone who cannot understand you in the first place? When a Sigma feels that you cannot understand them, then they have no need for you in their life. Trust is a very expensive commodity in the eyes of Sigma males, so they don't just play around with it. Before a Sigma man trusts someone, they have to resonate on the same frequency. While an alpha male can spend hours trying to make a person understand what is going through their mind, Sigma males don't waste their time doing so. They are very picky about who they share their ideas or emotions with. Once they have found that person, it becomes almost impossible to let anyone else in. That is why they prefer very small circles of people who think like them, instead of larger circles of different kinds of people. 9. They like to live in their space. Sigma males practically exist in a world created by their minds. Because they live in their heads, it is not easy to just let anyone in. Breaking the trust of a Sigma is like shattering his reality, and that is something he will never allow anyone to do. So before they think of letting anyone into their space, they have to be sure that you're worth their time and energy. Also, the people close to Sigma men significantly impact how they view the world, so they take their time to search for the right person and would not just accept anyone. And when they find the right person to trust, they make sure it's not someone that will force them out of their comfort zone. Even when a Sigma decides to date someone, they make sure that person accepts them for who they are and would not upset the mental balance they've worked so much to establish. 10. They are self-sufficient. Sigma males prize independence over any other thing and will do their best to be completely reliant on their abilities. They do not want anyone's help in any aspect of their lives. This makes it difficult to trust anyone to do anything for them. Even in their love life, Sigma males are very careful with who they share their feelings and emotions. They would rather be alone until they find the right person to open up to. The mind of a Sigma male is like a fortress, so if you want to get in, you need to show him that you can offer something tangible. You need to show him that he can survive alone, but you can help him scale to better heights. If you show him your self-worth, then he might just place his trust in you.
While Sigma males might not be the most emotional people, they do have deep values which they hold very dear. When it comes to loyalty, he seriously believes in holding on to this part of themselves and searches for it in those they are close to. Loyalty is actually one of the non-negotiable traits for Sigma males, and so they believe in waiting until they find people who share this ideal. They might not be outwardly emotional and expressive people, that doesn't mean their relationships aren't deeply meaningful and important to them. This is why loyalty is something they believe in, and don't want to compromise on this. Loyalty is truly an important ideal. For some, it is one of the most vital qualities to have. People who value loyalty might have their own idea of what represents being loyal and standing by the people closest to them. Most people value loyalty to some extent, since this type of trait is seen as innately good. But for some, being loyal is not just a nice thing to be, it is one of the most important and necessary parts of someone. Without knowing that a person can be loyal, they likely don't want to connect with them or be close to this individual. It is important to know how people will view loyalty and what type of meaning it holds for them, especially if you want to understand this person on a deeper level. First, let's see what loyalty means to the Sigma male. Loyalty is actually a top priority when it comes to their friendships, business relationships, and romantic connections. Anyone who is close to them will feel this loyalty from them, as well as this will be expected of those people in return. For the Sigma, there are certain things they are searching for in their relationships, and this is certainly on the top of the list. They won't stand for people who aren't willing to give this type of respect and loyalty, and so this is often part of why Sigma male appears so guarded. They will wait it out until they can find someone who shares these values, since they are not so desperate for connection that they will accept less than what they know they deserve and need. For a Sigma male, loyalty means always being honest with one another, and never hiding things which should be shared. When someone is secretive about the important things and chooses to lie to the Sigma, then they will see this as a betrayal and someone who is not capable of being loyal. This is why they value honesty so much as well, since to them this ties into a sense of loyalty and respect for those around them. They believe that when someone is truly loyal, they will be honest and upfront, instead of hiding things or lying to those they are supposed to care for. Sigma males won't tolerate someone who does it, and takes this as quite the betrayal if they cannot seem to be straightforward with them. This isn't the type of person Sigma wants around, and they definitely see this as a lack of loyalty. This man also believes that someone who is loyal will stand by them and support their choices. This doesn't mean that person needs to constantly agree with them, as they value loved ones who can debate and give them different perspectives. They want honesty no matter what, they just also believe that someone who is loyal will stand by their loved ones even when they disagree with them. They want people who will show their support and allow them to get things done on their own terms. Someone who is loyal will not betray their trust by going behind their back, or by allowing someone to talk poorly about them. Sigma males believe in their loved ones and want to see them succeed in the ways they know they can. This is why they don't believe in allowing others to talk poorly about those closest to them, even if that person is making mistakes. They stand by those they love, they just might try to push them to improve and be better versions of themselves in the process. This is why fidelity is also important for a Sigma when it comes to romantic relationships. For them, it's about being honest, and if they have a connection which they have agreed to remain monogamous, then nothing should stand in the way of this. Of course, if the Sigma has a more open relationship, that is different, but even in this case, they believe in honesty and a partner who does not hide things from them. This sense of honesty and respect is really how they show their loyalty and trust in someone else. They believe in standing by their word, and so for a Sigma, that is a major part of being loyal and sincere with those they love. Someone who betrays their trust and does not stand by their word is not someone they want to waste their time and energy with. This is why they don't really want to have a lot of close relationships, since they don't like making this type of bond without knowing they are sure of the person they are connecting with. Sigma males are complex people, especially when it comes to love and relationships. They believe that being loyal is important when they care for someone, but they struggle between what seems logically loyal and what is emotionally loyal. They go back and forth at times, and might analyze their own way of thinking and question it. They don't like being stuck in one belief and want to be open to exploring different options or ideas. This causes them to sometimes question themselves just to consider if they are really approaching things the right way. Ultimately, they do tend to lean more towards logic, which is what can cause them to appear cold to some people. How Sigma males handle betrayal. Being betrayed by someone they trusted is not something Sigma males take lightly. While some might be capable of forgiveness, this is not something that comes easily for them. They don't simply let go of a transgression, especially since it takes a lot for them to trust in the first place. Of course, small mistakes are things they can often get over, especially if they can see that this person did not intend to make these errors. Someone who is truly remorseful and can show signs of changing their ways is something the Sigma can certainly move on from. There are more serious betrayals though, ones which show that this person really should not be trusted, and in these situations, Sigma will not find it easy to forgive. They are likely to cut people out of their lives who show that they cannot be loyal, and who continue to betray their trust. While this might be difficult and certainly will hurt them, they don't want to be foolish and allow emotions to prevent them from making the smart choice. Sigma males can sometimes be skeptical people, which means they expect to be betrayed in their lives. They might find themselves analyzing people and their behaviors, constantly wondering if they are going to betray their trust. This can make it challenging for a Sigma to really open up to people, but for them, it is better to be cautious. They have a tendency to self-protect in hopes of avoiding getting hurt by someone they really care for. When they do feel betrayed by someone, they often go into a reflective mode. They want to analyze the situation and uncover why this occurred, in hopes of preventing it in the future. This can be more stressful than it is good, since the answers may be more emotional than logical. When the Sigma male is betrayed too many times by someone, they are likely to try and cut them out of their lives, but this can be a process for them. When they have already connected with someone, it is much more difficult for them to disconnect than people might realize. They might not end these relationships right away, but they will remove their loyalty from the equation and become more focused on themselves and doing what they please.
One of the biggest mistakes you can make is underestimating a Sigma male. Just because they are not the typical alpha male does not mean they are not dangerous. Sigma males are the type of guy who is quiet but deadly. They are often underestimated, and that's a mistake you do not want to make. Not because they are physically strong, but because they are incredibly intelligent and determined. While they are calm and collected on the outside, they are always thinking 10 steps ahead. This makes him a very dangerous opponent and someone you should always be wary of. Sigma males are the quiet ones who sit back and observe. They take in all the information, always thinking, always planning, and always ready to strike. The last thing you want to do is give Sigma a reason to target you. This doesn't mean that Sigmas are bad boys by nature. In fact, they are very peaceful and understanding, but you should never try to step on his tail because you will get burned. There is nothing more dangerous than a Sigma man with a vendetta. Here are 12 reasons why Sigma males are the most dangerous breed. 1. There is more to them than meets the eye. When you first meet a Sigma, you may not think much of him. He seems like a normal guy, but this is exactly what they want you to think. They want to blend in, not be noticed. But make no mistake, there is a lot going on behind that calm exterior. They know more than they let on, making them very dangerous. If you want to mess with a Sigma, you must be prepared for the unknown. Sigma men are often very quiet and introverted, but this is because they are constantly observing and taking in information. They are always processing and strategizing, which makes them very hard to read. You never know what a Sigma is thinking, and this is not something you want to underestimate. What you see on the surface is not what you get with a Sigma man, especially when it comes to intelligence and determination. They are far more complex than they appear. This is the type of person you want on your side, but never want to cross. 2. They don't take kindly to being crossed. If you cross a Sigma male, you will quickly learn it was a very bad idea. They do not take kindly to being crossed, especially if it's something that they feel strongly about. Of course, if someone did something to him unintentionally, Sigma realizes it right away and doesn't take it personally. But if you wrong him on purpose, man, he will not let it go, especially if you touched him where you shouldn't. You might think you can get away with it, but he will set you up. It might not be today or tomorrow, but he will ensure you regret crossing him. As vengeful as the Sigma male seems, he is not actually a spiteful person. He just doesn't like it when someone specifically bothers him just for their own sake. He's the type that would rather just stay out of trouble and not get involved in other people's business. But if you bring it to his doorstep, he will not hesitate to show you who's boss. It's like a personal challenge to him, and he will not back down until he comes out on top. He will put you in your place, so you understand that such a thing is not done to anyone. Whether it's at work, in his personal life, or even online, the Sigma will not let you get away with it. You might have thought that you could take him down, but you will quickly realize that you were very wrong. 3. They are experts at reading people and know how to manipulate a situation. When you are dealing with a Sigma male, you are not dealing with your average Joe. They are very good at reading people and understanding their motivations. This makes them very dangerous because they can easily manipulate a situation to their advantage. They know how to push all the right buttons and always seem to get what they want in the end. This skill also comes in handy when trying to get information from someone. They are very good at interrogation and can often get people to reveal things they never intended to. There is no point in trying to lie or hide anything from them, because they will see right through you. If you lie to a Sigma, he'll pretend to believe you just to see what you'll do next. He acts very passively, making you think you're in control, but he's the one pulling all the strings. He wants to see how far you'll go. While the alpha male acts aggressively when he is lied to, the Sigma male uses reverse psychology. He is always in control, even when it seems like he isn't. He knows how to manipulate a situation much more subtly than anyone else. 4. They forgive you, but never forget. Sigma males have an incredible memory, and they never forget anything. This is both a blessing and a curse. If you have wronged them in the past, they will never forget it. But if you have been good to them, they will also never forget that either. Once you have earned their trust, they will be loyal to you forever. They might not show it, but they are actually very sentimental individuals. That's why many Sigmas have a hard time letting go of the past. They might forgive you, but they will never forget what you did. If you make another wrong move, no matter how small, it's game over. They will quickly remind you of all your past transgressions and remove you from their life. This is why being careful with a Sigma male is so important. They might seem like they don't care about anything, but they actually have a lot of feelings. They just keep them hidden very well. Maybe you think you managed to fool him, but he actually knows everything. He's just waiting for the perfect moment to show you that he knows exactly what you've been up to. 5. They are extremely resilient and determined. Sigma men are some of the most resilient and determined people you will ever meet. They never give up, no matter how hard things get. They always find a way to overcome any obstacle in their way. This is because they have an incredible will to succeed. They always set their sights high and strive to achieve their goals. No matter how many times they fail, they never give up. They always find a way to pick themselves back up and try again. They are true fighters who never give up on their dreams. So if you ever mess with a Sigma male, know that you're in for a long fight. He will never give up until he comes out on top. They are also very determined to get what they want. If they set their sights on something, they will stop at nothing to get it. This makes him a very dangerous opponent, both in business and in personal relationships. If you cross him, He will not rest until he takes you down. But if you're on his good side, he will be a powerful ally who will stop at nothing to help you achieve your goals. Yes, sure, everyone is determined and resilient, but the Sigma takes it to a whole other level. They are in a class of their own when it comes to determination and resilience. That's why you should always be careful with a Sigma. You never know what he is capable of. 6. They never show their true intentions. The Sigma man is a master of disguise when he feels threatened. He will never reveal his true intentions, making it very hard to know what he's really thinking. He is always calculating and knows how to play his cards very well. This makes him a very difficult person because you never know what he's going to do next. He would rather keep people guessing and off balance. He is always calm and collected on the surface, but there is a lot going on behind that blank stare. While the alpha male is more upfront when he wants to mess with someone, the Sigma male is more covered. 7. They are silent observers. Sigma males are often the quiet ones in the room, but that does not mean they aren't paying attention. They are taking in everything around them and analyzing it. They are always observing and learning. This is how they gain so much knowledge about the world around them. They might not say much, but they are always aware of what is going on. They know more than you think they do. So if you ever cross a Sigma, be prepared for the consequences. You need to take into consideration what they might know about you before you make your move. While other people might just go with the flow, Sigma males are always plotting and planning. Their mind is always working, trying to figure out the best way to achieve their goals. This makes them a difficult rival, as they are always thinking one step ahead. If you are ever in a competition with a Sigma man, you will likely find yourself at a disadvantage. You can be sure he has already thought of a way to beat you. They are always trying to find ways to get an edge over their opponents. 8. They anticipate everything very well. Have you ever played chess with a Sigma? If so, you know that they are always thinking 10 steps ahead. They are constantly strategizing and planning for every possible outcome. This makes them very hard to beat because they have already thought of everything you could possibly do. He knows how to anticipate your moves and always seems to be many steps ahead. He is always prepared for anything that might happen, making him a very risky opponent. You never want to cross a Sigma because they will always find a way to come out on top. This looks like they always have something up their sleeve, which many people don't like. Instead of messing with them, it's better to just stay on their good side. 9. They can quickly figure out your weaknesses. Sigmas are very observant individuals. If you step on their tail, they can quickly figure out your weaknesses. They know how to use this against you and will always find a way to exploit it. While they seem to have forgotten it, they actually pay very close attention to everything that is going on around them. You might think you are getting away with something, but if you really annoy them, they will make sure to get you back when you least expect it. They know how to bide their time and wait for the perfect moment to strike. It's like they have a mental database of all your past actions and words, so if you got them seriously wrong, they would make sure to make you pay for it. If it's been a long time and Sigma hasn't done anything to you, it means he's either forgiven you or found a way to get over it. So you can consider yourself lucky. But if he really can't let it go, he'll find a way to make you feel his wrath. Sigma men are forgiving and don't waste their energy on those who don't deserve it, even if they sometimes misstep against them. But they can also be very vengeful individuals if you seriously wrong them. They are not the type with physical aggression, but they use their minds so that you don't know what hit you. 10. They are extremely rational. Sigma men are some of the most rational people you will ever meet. They never let their emotions get in the way of their decisions. They always think with a clear head and make decisions based on logic. If you argue with a Sigma, you will quickly find that their responses are always backed up by logic. Using emotion to try and sway them is simply not going to work. You can't win an argument against a Sigma by using emotional appeals. You need to be able to back up your claims with logic and evidence if you want to win their respect. Otherwise, they will just see you as any other person trying to take advantage of them. In this case, they will likely just ignore you, or worse, try to put you in your place. 11. They have very strong self-control. Sigma males never lose their cool. No matter what the situation is, they always maintain their composure. This is because they have excellent self-control. They never let their emotions get the best of them. It doesn't matter if someone just insulted them or if they're in a heated argument. They always keep their cool and think with a clear head. This is one of the things that make them such dangerous opponents. When you're up against a Sigma, you can never get him to lose his temper. You can never get them to do something they don't want. They always stay in control of the situation and never let their emotions cloud their judgment. This is one of the things that make them such great leaders. They never let their emotions get in the way of making decisions. That's why people always look up to them and respect them. 12. They are not afraid to speak their mind. Sigma men are not afraid to speak their mind, regardless of who they are against. They are always honest and direct. They never sugarcoat anything or try to make themselves look good. If you ask them for their opinion, they will give it to you straight, even if it might not be what you want to hear. If you think you can take advantage of a Sigma by trying to get them to agree with you, you are sorely mistaken. They will never just agree with you for the sake of it. They will always give you their honest opinion, even if it is not what you expected. This can sometimes be off-putting to other people, as they are not used to such honesty. But if you can get past that, you will quickly realize that Sigma males are some of the most trustworthy people you will ever meet. They will always tell you the truth, even if it might hurt your feelings.
Not usually unpredictable or impulsive, the question as to whether he is a dangerous wolf or not is still a question that most Sigma males are happy enough to ask themselves. The Sigma has a private and independent personality, and he highly values his personal space and his closest friends. If you hurt those that mean the most to him or invade his space, then he's likely to lash back with fury, especially if he'd been hiding his true emotions successfully for a while beforehand. There's a particular expression that one should take as a warning if they intend to double-cross the Sigma. Don't poke the bear unless you want to be poked back. But how dangerous is he? In today's video, we're exploring this question as we look up traits and behaviors of the Sigma that could be considered dangerous, so you can make up your own mind on how wary you should be of this male personality type. Number 10. His words are so accurate that they could hurt others to their core. The Sigma is direct and not one to mince his words. He also isn't one for mindless superficial chatter or small talk. So when he does have something to say, you better believe that it's going to be exactly what he thinks or what he knows to be true. This directness in combination with his keen observations of others means that often the accuracy of his words can hurt other people to their core. However, this doesn't imply that the Sigma would ever intentionally try to hurt someone's feelings. But he also doesn't beat around the bush and avoids indulging in mind games, preferring to be direct with open communication. If this means some people take it personally and get offended, well, that's their business. Number 9. He can easily change people's perspectives. Sigmas evolved through focus and determination to build a life that gives them the foundation of success. But in business, as in life, this success can depend on changing people's perspectives, minds, or opinions so that they are in line with your own. Surprisingly, this is very difficult to achieve, which is why there are so few people who do it well. One of those being the Sigma male. But how does he do this? Well, firstly, not by insulting the person in question. That sounds obvious, but there are many people who believe you can change people's minds by insulting them. But in reality, a jerk just hardens people's opinions, making it more difficult to change their minds. As an assertive gentleman, the Sigma usually takes a different approach. He supports his own perspective by assembling an array of facts which works in convincing others the error of their ways. And this strategy of appealing to facts is very effective. He's also cautious of introducing emotions into the discussion, which could indicate a lack of common ground. The Sigma male happens to have an excellent poker face. Number 8. He is a silent yet unbeatable competitor. Unlike the alpha male, the Sigma isn't obnoxiously and loudly competing with every other guy in the room. He stays pretty incognito. One advantage the Sigma has in being a lone wolf is that he bypasses the toxicity that comes with being a functional member of the social hierarchy, which usually equals unhealthy competition. While other men like the alpha need to compete and dominate their environment, the Sigma male doesn't care about dominance or hierarchy, and he doesn't see people as competition. Yet his flexibility and introverted dominance means that he usually gets the best results and comes out on top anyway, without even feeling the need to compete, which is really infuriating for his competitors. Number 7. He knows the desires of others and can use that against them. Sigmas think critically about what others tell them. They use critical thinking in many situations as it's one of their tools for getting by in life. But the Sigma can also use this power to get back at those who have wronged him. While he doesn't enjoy feeling the need to punish someone, if he is pushed far enough, he's able to combine his keen eye of observation and critical thinking skills with a few choice manipulation tactics in order to seek revenge. He is an expert at finding out what people truly want, and he's able to use that information to affect them if he thinks it's required to teach them a valuable lesson. But don't worry. This happens very rarely, so unless you're planning to double-cross a Sigma male, you're safe. Number 6. He bottles up his negative emotions and can erupt. The Sigma likes to focus on facts, logic, and merely bury unhelpful emotions. Of course, it's impossible to steer clear of all of life's dramas and avoid developing negative feelings 100% of the time. However, the Sigma is private and mysterious, preferring to keep things to himself and solve his own problems, even if that means bottling up his emotions, which is usually pretty easy for him to do. Although if he is exposed to negative people, situations, and even treatment over a period of time, he will be able to bury those feelings for a bit, but he may eventually reach his breaking point and explode in an outburst of frustration or even anger. This doesn't mean he becomes violent, but regardless, you'd probably do well to avoid the wrath of the Sigma. Number 5. He believes that the end always justifies the means. True to form, a Sigma would say that it's a matter of perspective, but Sigmas aren't always the best people out there and actually tend to fall into a grey area of morality. They are fierce and righteous protectors of what they believe is right or wrong, regardless of what society tells us. The Sigma's introspection and intelligence means he can easily see the flaws in the systems that govern and control us. He doesn't understand why society tends to respect the parts of the system that don't make sense, and therefore he is likely to disrupt the status quo. While Sigmas aren't inherently immoral men, they do need to understand the logic behind everything they do and the rules they live by. Therefore, he will use certain tactics to achieve the best results. So unless he's hurting innocent people, then the ends always justify the means. Number 4. They want all or nothing. Ambition, drive, and tenacity are great words to describe the Sigma male archetype. He is incredibly ambitious and will do almost anything it takes to achieve his goals. He doesn't half-ass these things either. If he wants something, he won't settle for second best, or it's not worth it in his eyes. When he sets his mind to something, he knows he'll get it done. He's not a quitter or someone who gives up after the first hurdle. He is highly aware of his abilities and his confidence is always on point. Some people may think his overconfidence comes across as cocky, but the Sigma knows that to achieve everything he wants, he has to be his own #1 fan. Number 3. When hurt, he builds a protective wall of thorns that does harm to those who attempt to get close. The Sigma may often be stereotyped as cold and unfeeling, but this couldn't be more untrue. They care about those closest to him and experience deep emotion just like the rest of us. Most Sigma men have dealt with serious hurt at some point in their lives, which can affect the way that he deals with emotional trauma. For example, it's very rare that he allows someone to get close enough for them to truly hurt him. But of course it can happen. The Sigma is pretty thick-skinned and receptive when listening to others express themselves, even if they use hurtful words. Words aren't the problem. It's hurtful actions that really affect the Sigma, like acts of betrayal. It can be challenging for the Sigma to open up about his own emotions or express his real feelings. He closes up and guards his emotions with a vicious wall of protection. If someone tries to get close to him during this time, then he may lash out at them as a defense mechanism, which can hurt the other person deeply, especially if they are a loved one. Number 2. They can manipulate better than their manipulators. Manipulation tactics can seem kind of unnecessary for the Sigma when you consider his strongly held beliefs and high level of self-awareness. Therefore, it's very difficult to manipulate a Sigma in the first place, as his focus on logic rather than emotions means he will quickly become suspicious, and once he realizes someone's true intentions, he quickly turns the tables. The Sigma will always win at the game of manipulation because not only is he smart and strong-willed, but he is excellent at strategizing, observing others' behavior, and tends to live in the present moment without getting caught up in the details. He doesn't enjoy being manipulative or controlling, but equally, he doesn't enjoy being controlled or manipulated. Now, before we reach our last point of consideration on whether the Sigma male is dangerous, please do help us out and consider dropping a like on the video. Now finally, number 1. He won't allow himself to be put into a box. Sigma males are complex beings and hate being put into society's little boxes. Therefore, he is stubborn in his beliefs and actions and is prone to rebellion. That's not to say he often acts recklessly, but he's certainly not afraid of taking some risks or breaking a few rules here and there if it serves his needs. For him, every risk has a purpose. He's not necessarily a dangerous, thug-like character, constantly imposing on authority by any means. Quite the opposite. But if he has plans he needs to drive forward, then he will do pretty much whatever it takes to succeed. In a Sigma's mind, he is under no obligation to respect and obey rules that he doesn't agree with, and this can make him particularly dangerous. Depending on your perspective, of course.